ladies and gentlemen, live from the broken down, low-rent, sleazy, double greasy pirate radio Nut Hut Studios, it's time for the very first ever Southern...
You don't want your job.
I want my job, Mr. Jones.
Bobby,
I really do.
Bobby, you don't act like it, Bobby. Look, each week, a new emergency. You've had every disease known to man, and I haven't seen one damn doctor's note.
I just lose them sometimes.
Bobby, this ain't the poot butt league, man. Ain't no poot butts around here. This is not your average hot dog stand. You know what this is? This is Winky Dinky Dog.
I know, and I'm glad to be working here at Winky Dinky Dog.
Yeah, it sends chills down my spine every time I say it. Winky Dinky Dog. Bobby, say it with me, come on.
Winky Dinky Dog.
Winky Dinky
Dog.
Yeah. Woo.
It's Friday night. Mine's Jimmy. And in the Microcosm is on the air. Barely made it by the hair of my chinny chin. Well,
that makes two of us.
Outdated.
Overrated.
What's going on, man?
Not too much.
You know how it goes around here sometimes. There's a morass of windows over here, man. I'm lost in a sea of windows everywhere. But the good news is let's just talk about the elephant in the room real quick. Now, did you or did you not deliver the goods after working your fingers to the bone?
I did, yes.
You did make it.
I did make it.
Okay. Damn. That's all you had.
Well, we half made it. They did get to go to the game. So, I will actually be going to the game on Sunday with them for further setup and technical support.
Now you're hanging out. You're going to be the on-site tech, dude.
Yeah.
Badass. All right,
well, listen. On-site tech.
Listen, welcome into the Microcosm. We really appreciate you being here. Revolution Radio, Mr. Rowe, what's going on, everybody? Chicago Brew, Sergeant Miller. Everybody's going over there. Rock and Roll, are they? Don't forget, listener supported. Come on down, be supporters. Tonight, a little bit later on, we're gonna time warp to the year 2002. And guess what, Rio?
What's that?
I'll tell you right now. Hold on. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
David Banner. Are you there?
I am here. And don't make me angry.
All right. What's happening, man?
I made it back, man. My David Banner Hulk-style Trans-America trip only made it so far. I got sick at 2 weeks in, but I had a good trip nonetheless. No. Yeah. But no, I made it up to the Sequoias, and I made it up and traveled about. I just didn't get on the train. I couldn't get on the train, so I had to just go sit with my guitar and play the blues. But it was okay. It was good.
Were you down in San Diego?
Yeah, I started in San Diego, and I went up north, and then I was going to catch the train up there, and then fly back from Denver from the train. But I had to drop the train trip, unfortunately.
Man, well, I tell you what, man, it's a slice of humanity out there, brother. That's all I can say.
Oh, dude, I was totally off the web there. You know, no phone, no phone reception, no nothing.
Yeah.
I was flying my drone blind. It was just my phone, right, flying around, which was awesome, by the way. It's amazing how good those drones are now. I mean, it is actually pretty phenomenal and scary at the same time.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, a long time ago, before anyone had drones, I was going to start this drone business. And so first I bought a drone that you actually had to fly yourself. And then I got this other drone that I could just plop points on a map on my phone. And it would just set it. I'd walk my dog and I would set it and it would just fly around and take pictures of shit. Whatever I put on there. And I mean, this is a while ago. You know, this is like, I don't know, 10 years ago. 8 years ago, something like that. I don't know. The drone technology today, I mean, people should really pay attention to those drone. I don't know.
Well, I think what people don't know, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but it's just how good and stable the camera is. Yeah. Like, you know, 4K perfect resolution, completely stable, right? And you're just flying, whipping all over the place. You can do it first person. You can do it with your phone. You can do it with your iPad. You can put your glasses on and have the OLED display. All these things, and then it's ridiculous.
Now, do you have first person where you're flying?
Yeah. No, I didn't have it on the racing mode, so I can do racing mode, but I didn't do that. So I don't have the analog connection for that. I was just flying with my my displays and stuff. But you could. But there's not a there's just enough delay. You know, you don't want to crash into the side of the tree. Because I flew through the sequoias. I actually flew through the holes in the trees and stuff. I flew down into the tree trunk and where you can go up and then go up through the top where the one's blown through the lightning.
Yeah,
struck it. All that stuff, man. It's pretty wild.
It's crazy.
You know?
No, seriously. I mean, I don't think. Well, I mean, maybe people do know, but I mean, realistically, in a war type situation or a policing situation, like
you're toast. You're toast.
No, I mean, I went on a road trip a while back, and here's what's up. You know, I was sitting there, and I'm in the middle of nowhere, and there's nobody. Okay, I mean, I could go as fast as I want at this point. But then all of a sudden, I started thinking to myself, what if they just rolled out drones and you didn't know it? I mean, they're not going to go out and say, hey, everybody, we're rolling out these fucking drones to catch speeders. Because what I did see was these cops sitting way, way back, far, far away. They must have had some kind of radar that shoots for a super long distance. I mean, the technology available at this point. So, like, why would you even dick around with having cars floating around, driving around? Why would you
need to. It'll follow your car. It goes faster than your car.
That's what I mean. Honestly. That's what I'm saying.
So, once you target it, like, you can put it up high enough. These are just hobby drones, mind you. You can't hear it anymore. You can't see it because it's so small, right? We're not talking a UAV predator kind of situation here. But you can box it in, choose how big your target is, and once you're boxed in there, it'll follow you. Especially
what about this? Here's what you got to do. You get your officer, or your team of officers, or your I don't know. What are those pillbox pullover centers where every 20 miles there's this place where you're going to have to pull in, and a drone will just, if you're speeding, drone needs not to do nothing. All it has to do is just sit over the top of your car until you get to
it'll just pace you. Yeah, exactly.
You're done.
And it's got LiDAR and radar and stuff. It depends how sophisticated you want to go. My drone's like a $2,400 drone. I traded a VR headset for it. So it was a good deal for me. And that thing is, it's amazingly good.
Did you see there was drones over Denmark?
I did. Yep,
it's it's interesting.
No, what's that about?
Yeah, what is that
They're
about?
Testing the defenses. They're doing it over here too, again. Yeah, that's what's going on. They're testing our air defenses, and it turns out our air defenses suck against drones here in the West yet, because we haven't caught on yet. We know that it's there. We can try to jam them and stuff, but we're not ready for this. That whole Operation Spiderweb in Ukraine, we're wide open to that.
Well, we haven't seen any more drones over there in New Jersey lately. That's the whole story just kind of vanished.
Drones over
I think that's
Jersey.
the Chinese. I mean, they're pretty much trying to settle in on that being the Chinese, but we don't know. That's the whole point.
The thing is, it really doesn't matter who it is. The fact of the matter is that there's people out there with them, and from a military perspective, I'm just saying, I mean, the amount of drones that can just be dropped out of the back of a jet, and just these swarms. I mean, it's terrifying, really, when you think about it. Not from a recreational standpoint, but I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, obviously, from a recreational standpoint, it's fun. You have one, it'll follow you around. Did yours follow you around? Take video?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did some hikes and stuff before I went up north, and did it when I went up there as well. I mean, your battery power will because it's trying to compensate and stay stable the entire time.
Yeah,
will suffer for that. So instead of staying up 40 minutes, maybe you're going to knock it down like 25. But it's amazingly good. I mean, it's really good, and you can put it way up there. Like I said, it'll once it's got you, if you don't get covered by some kind of cover, some trees or something, a canopy, it'll anticipate you're supposed to come out, but it might lose you then.
What are they going to? What are they going to say, Rio? They're going to say, we just can't have all these killings. We just can't have it.
Well, it's like the facial recognition cameras. We're deploying them for your public safety.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
We can't have the killings. We need the drones in here, and everybody will just shout hurrah for the new drone systems that are coming in. You know what I mean? Just like they shouted hurrah for all these police on the streets and military people on the streets.
It's terrible, man. Dude, I found out how useful it is. Like just to throw up there, like if you're gonna go hiking in California, because there's nuts in California. Let's face it, there are anywhere. But you just throw that thing up there, look down the trail. You can see things from miles away. If there's people up there trying to ambush you, some highwaymen or something. If there's another group of hikers or something, and just bring it back down. One little battery can last you, dozens of those, or a dozen, not necessarily dozens, but dozen looks like that. Just pop up some looks, right?
I ain't offering anybody any financial advice or anything, but you used to be able to go online and buy these jammers that look like walkie-talkies, and they have different frequencies that you could switch to this, to that, to this, and it'll jam any signal, like you can 802.11, for example, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can dial it in and just go doom, and everything within. So for example, like if I was writing a movie about a gang that was going to rob a bank, they would have one of these on them, and then they'd, go in and hit the wireless network frequencies and drop all the cameras and everything.
Jimmy, intentionally causing harmful interference is a violation of FCC rules.
I know, but you have to be, you need to be triangulated, my friend.
That's when the fiber optic drones come in, right? Now all of a sudden, like you're talking about those little pill boxes out there on the side of the road, you can have drones in every one of those and just have it fiber optic controlled, pop it up there, nobody can jam that.
Well, do you remember during the Michelle Pfeiffer incident, there was a big, large purchase of these pill box.
Yeah, outside the subways. Yep.
Well, no, they just bought them, but they never did anything with them. In other words, they appeared to be spending the money during the Michelle Pfeiffer incident to procure these pillbox stopping points where people were gonna pull up to them and they're gonna go, hey, let me see your papers, whatever they were gonna do. But then they never showed up anywhere. You saw some at the New York subways?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's the same ones, but there was that one that had all the obvious lenses on it. You can tell what they were. They weren't like obvious camera lenses. They just had like optics that appeared, but it was stacked. It was probably about 12 feet tall, and it was at the entrance of the subways, and it was just like this obelisk with these lenses
I know what you're talking about.
On it. Yeah.
Are you talking about
that was at the tunnels.
Yeah, you're talking about those gigapixel towers.
Yeah.
Those, when those gigapixel towers came out, Anthony Patch was running around saying they were mind control towers.
Yeah, I remember. I remember that. Yep.
They're 5G mind control towers.
You haven't heard from him lately, have you? He got married and nobody ever heard from him again. He did like 2 conferences.
Well, if you want to hear from him, you got to go to his channel and pay.
Yeah, well, that's why I haven't heard from him. Just saying.
That's why you haven't heard from him.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's saying he did have some good, valuable content. I thought he did sometimes, but yeah, I'm not going to go pay.
no.
Listen to stuff you should get for free. You know?
Yeah, that's what they said in the last DJ Tom Petty song.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man. All right, so you were laying around playing guitar. Rock and Rio wasn't laying around playing guitar. He was down at the game. Now, are you at liberty to talk about some of the technology that you're about to utilize for this?
Oh yeah, it's very basic technology.
Yeah. Well, so
it's basically we hooked the party bus up with a T-Mobile router, so they can watch the TVs in the bus through the cellular network.
So hold on a second. Now they're at the Giants game.
Yes, they're tailgating,
and are they in the parking lot?
Yes.
Okay.
So they went to the game last week, and the problem is that the router is mounted inside the back of the bus, and it's got reasonable signal. It's 4 bars out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue is that as the parking lot started filling up, and the bandwidth started getting divided among the 80,000 other people plus that show up to the Giants game, the signal started getting a little crappy.
Yeah, so the capacity, because everybody's on their device, the capacity drops and the signal becomes weak. That's where Rio comes.
Well, your section of bandwidth gets smaller and smaller.
And that's where you come in.
I come in. So we are going to be deploying a higher gain booster antenna, which will have to be aimed directly at a cell tower, and and possibly band switching to try to overcome the noise on the local tower. So
now,
we'll go to a tower that's outside the stadium with the higher gain antenna, so we'll have a direct beam to that. So hopefully there won't be 80,000 people connected to it, and the signal will continue to stay stable.
Now, you and I talked a little bit about it earlier, and one of the things we were talking about was you said, you looked into the Starlink option, and then that's when I reminded you that Starlink doesn't just come down beaming from the sky or whatever. It goes beaming to different stations that broadcast horizontal.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you used to have Sirius radio and you go in a parking garage and the shit still worked, that was because there was ground stations that were, up above something blasting signal. And I know because when I used to do Nextel's shit, a lot of the cell sites, they would co-locate Sirius radio in there.
Right.
Which is why, what was the name of the other company?
XM. It
XM.
was Sirius and XM at one point. Now they've combined and it's Sirius.
Right.
XM.
XM was the shit one, and Sirius was the one that had signal everywhere, right? Because I had Sirius for a long time when it first came out. But then you never heard about XM because Sirius, I think the satellites were different. At like XM, they were stationary or something, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's people out there going, there is no satellites.
Well, I do believe that originally Sirius did work off, satellite transmission. And I think as far as some of it still does. Like in the car, I think it still has the beam from the sky thing. But
one of them had,
I can also put the app on my phone and listen to it on my cell phone. Just stream it through the web.
One of them had asynchronous satellites, and the other one had stationaries. And I'm pretty sure XM was stationary. And that's what made Sirius's satellites service so good, was the fact that they were asynchronous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now it's Sirius XM.
Yeah, so they bought them up.
They bought them up.
Yeah. All right. So listen, Epic Journeyman. Now, Rock and Rio a little bit later is going to be the Reverse Perverse Circus. And
Yes.
there's been a
So
lot of
la-
there's hoopla around subject matter.
Well,
And,
yeah. So last week, the Friday night listeners had asked me to look into Erica Kirk, and unfortunately, I could not present it on Saturday because I had to do the overnight thing for the bus. So we will get into it a little bit tonight.
yeah, so
a little later on in the show.
yeah, we're going to be joining Ground Zero Plus at 10:30 tonight. So we got some stuff going on. In the meantime, Epic Journeyman. Now, we see the Golden Toad step into the UN and basically saying that he's going to war with Russia. And then you have I'm not sure of his position, but he's not Putin, some other guy, and it's not what's his name, Medvedev.
Yeah.
It's the other serious fucker. He came out and said they're going to war with NATO and European Union.
Yeah, that was today. This is when I saw it. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about because that's a losing proposition. I don't know why you even say something like that. But yeah, okay, well, go for it, I guess. I don't know what he has in mind. I have been looking at some of the stuff in the last couple of weeks. When I got back, I kind of had to do a little bit of sleuthing and go looking at some stuff because I had some ideas while I was out and about. When I finally heard all this stuff when it happened, the Kirk thing happened before I was out of cell phone range, so I got to look into that a little bit. But the rest, I'm telling you, man, like there's some ideas I'm working on that are working pretty well for me, and I haven't arrived at the conclusion where I can say it's absolutely what it is yet, but it's looking promising. And yeah, it doesn't look good. It looks like there's been a pretty long-term, utilization of a lot of the things that were investigated and used as research projects back in the 60s and 70s. Obviously they have a lifetime beta test and they get deployed. And I think we're seeing them. And I think some of the stuff we're seeing now absolutely plays into that. I think we're about to find out.
Are you talking about the Manchurian candidates, Epic?
Yes, I am.
I thought so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely. So, and there's a lot that ties into this. And ironically, I can give you one hint. It ties into the movie In Like Flint. James Coburn. And in fact, James Coburn is the link to all this in a way. His movies from 1965 to 71 or so, all this absolute, not all of them, but most of them are tied into this kind of revealing what's about to happen, like the plan as it was about to happen for the president's analyst in like Flint and going into the 80s, even to 81 to Looker. I mean, he's like the guy. There's a reason he's on the album cover of Band on the Run. It's like the light's shining on him, like it's the Illuminati message, if you will. Like this is it,
Yeah,
I'm telling you. And it's when I look into the people involved around it, it's even getting more surprising that there's ties there. And just like these things that are being revealed with the Epstein files of all the people we've talked about from Stanford and stuff are suddenly all involved in it. Every single one of them, every single one, right?
I know.
And it's like, come on now. There's something here.
Listen,
it's not the women. It's what the women were doing, and that's where the plot in like Flint comes in. It absolutely is.
Listen, we've revealed shit on this show over the years that nobody's talked about.
They were talking about memes today on Bill Maher, and I was cracking up because like you guys must listen to our shows from 5 or 6 years ago. I mean, we've been telling you this entire time.
Mimetic warfare, right? My friend.
Yeah, mimetic engineering, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I mean our work on Stanford and the Grateful Dead and frequencies and all that. It's a shame there's no archives. Oh, wait a minute. There are some archives.
There are some. Yep, there are some.
There's definitely some at Revolution Radio. They're fully listener supported. Come on down, become supporters. Free archives. You can go over there. See, not just our show. I mean, there's so many archives of this show over there that they're not all even there. There's like half of them are there because the other half got to be somewhere else because there's a lot, not just ours, but everybody's who was over there. Anyways, I don't mean to sit here and tell you, about the archives on and on, but you can go over there. They're free. And But
Unlike the Anthony Patch paywall.
yeah,
Sorry,
unlike exactly, Exactamundo, epic journeyman, hitting him out of the park. All right, listen, Rock and Rio, what's going on in New York City?
Don't really know.
You don't care because you're going to be at the Giants game, swilling fine wine with your customers, be in the seat. You know what you should do?
Well, I'm probably not going to go into the game because they go early in the morning to start the tailgate, and the game is late. And I could go.
You can't test.
I honestly don't have any interest in going to see the game.
How can you test when you're not in full? In other words, you test it now and it's all good, but later on, after everybody gets there, it starts going to shit. You got to be on site.
I mean, I will have to stay for a while to tune them in.
You stay for a while at $165 an hour as a fucking game tech for the bus, dude. Let me be your agent. All right. You see what I mean, though? You could be that guy.
Oh.
All of a sudden, you're on the bus with, poison or something.
Yeah.
You're sitting there with David Lee Roth.
Oh, I've done that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. All right, epic journeyman. Now you said you had fallen ill. What exactly was wrong with you, man? You didn't have anything, permanent or disabling, do you?
No. Just my fifth bout with the old COVID. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, then.
I'm telling you. Sometimes 5 times now. If anybody should be immune by now, right? Now, you look into it. It's like, okay, well, it only lasts 3 months, but 6 months, and then there's all these, you lose your immunity, and then there's different strains and all that stuff. And I'm like, come on, guys. Every time I go to California, okay, but this time I waited 14 days. I was there 2 weeks. I didn't catch it on the plane. Every other time I seemed to have caught it on the plane. It wasn't this time. But I've heard Rio talking about going to the Giants game, and I'm a Charger fan, so if you don't want to go in there, I'll go for you.
See,
they're about to go 4-0, so I want to see
Rio,
that.
You could start a business. You know what I mean?
Just
you don't have to work at Winky Dinky Dog anymore.
Yeah,
that's right. Winky Dinky Dog, man.
I wonder what that says backwards. Winky Dinky Dog.
There's actually there is a Winky Dinky Dog.
Is there really?
Yeah. It's
is that a California thing?
It's some sort of hot dog. Look it up. Google it right now. I'll tell you right now.
Dinky Dog. I'll have to because I've heard the skit before, but I didn't know it was a real place.
No, it's not even a place. It's a dog you can buy. It's like a hot dog. And I don't know if they made it after he's Winky Dinky Dog. That dude.
I'm pretty sure it was one of those
actually,
Hollywood.
there is a Winky Dinky Dog in Oakland, California.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
In Oaktown?
Yeah.
You don't want to go to Oakland. For any reason.
You can franchise if you'd like. There's franchise opportunities.
I was just saying, you don't even want to go to Oakland Airport because it's cheap. Stay away from Oakland. Don't go there.
Last I heard, Oakland was still like the highest percentage of Satanists in the country. I don't know if that's true, but it was just funny that was actually a statistic.
It's true,
because
man.
they have so many. Yeah.
It is true, and not only that, but it's a bad neighborhood.
Because they used to be Raider fans. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go to the Winky Dinky Dog website, right? And it says, "Why choose us for exceptional culinary delights?" It's a freaking hot dog, dude. Exceptional culinary delights.
Well, man,
really?
you gotta have
the warm and welcoming atmosphere, and the commitment to quality and sustainability. That what that right there says to me is not even a real hot dog.
I'm just cracking up because Putin's chef, was leader of the Wagner group, right? And Bogdanovich, right? And it was originally the same as Winky Dinky Dog in the movie. He was having his little vendor stand out there in the streets, It might be something to that, man. I'm looking at that next, I think. Well, what's the tie-in to those carts?
They're at 325 19th Street in Oakland, California. So next time you're in California, go try yourself a Winky Dinky.
Winky
Dinky. I won't be going to Oakland.
Police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad 'cause I'm brown.
Sounds awesome.
Other colors, so police think they have the authority to kill narcotics. You rather see me in the pen.
Yeah, that's how it is up in Oakland.
You know what though? I'm lying. I actually do have reason to go to Oakland.
There is no
It turns
police. There's no police in Oakland.
That may be, but you have to go through there to get to the Emeryville train station. And you ride the coaster up to catch the main link, you know, to go over across the Rockies. So I'm going to end up there. It's going to happen. It just is. If I hadn't got sick, I would have been there this time. Shucks. So I am going there. I'll let you know when I survive, how it went.
All right. So the original dog, the original Winky Dinky, is beef, chicken, pork, vegan, with peppers and onion and mayo. Really? Who puts mayonnaise on a hot dog?
Is it pork?
Well, it says beef, chicken, pork, and vegan.
In other words, the stuff that's scraped off the floor of this factory somewhere.
Dude, I used to
a Winky Dinky dog.
The Winky Dinky is like you get the the udders, the gizzards, the entrails from the pork, and some rotten vegetable scraps that left over from last week.
You don't hear the guy with the Schlitz malt liquor going, yeah, that's some good udder.
They have one called Beast Mode, which is garlic sauce and jerked chicken on top.
Do they have drone delivery service?
I don't know, but
how do you got to go into Oakland to get there? That's the problem. I'm telling you.
They do catering, so you can have them at your birthday party.
I'm serious. Go in on YouTube and just type in lawless Oakland or something like that. I mean, there's just I don't know. I mean, if people say San Francisco is deserted, you should see like the downtown area in Oakland. There's nobody in there.
Like the island of Dr. Moreau.
It is like the island of Dr. Moreau.
You know, it's funny because, as I've traveled through the United States, there's hot dogs that are strange to me in other places. But here in New York, like, we do red onions and mustard. That's what a real hot dog is supposed to be.
And what is that black
like
chili?
You go to Chicago and they put like salad on it,
Man, let me
like
ask you a
lettuce
question.
and tomatoes and
What is that black chili that they have on those hot dog carts in New York and New Jersey? It's like black.
It's black bean chili.
It's black bean chili?
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you right now, those chili dogs are delicious.
Yeah, chili dogs are acceptable. That's you can go for a chili dog, but if you want the real New York experience, you go over to Gray's Papaya and get yourself a mustard and onion. That's the way it should be.
Barbecue, yeah. I'm telling you,
you put barbecue sauce on a hot dog.
No. Barbecue, like grilled, like they're flame grilled. Yeah.
Right. Don't put anything red on a hot dog, man.
No. That's
mustard is for hot dogs. Ketchup is for hamburgers.
Right.
Barbecue sauce is for ribs.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now you're talking, Reno. Now you're making me hungry for. It's making me hungry for hot dogs now. Maybe I'll have hot dogs for dinner.
Just remember what Chevy Chase said about hot dogs.
What?
Lips and holes, man.
Yeah, well, buy the kosher kinds.
Yeah, at least they're all beef.
Hebrew National, yeah.
They're all beef.
Otherwise, it's not kosher.
That's right.
Hebrew National dogs are actually pretty good.
That's what I try to tell people. You should eat kosher because there's religious laws around it, and it's got none of the shit in it that you don't want. There's no GMOs in there. None of that shit.
Well, the reason for eating kosher is not only because of the religious laws that the Jews followed it for a reason, but the reason that pork and shellfish and other things are considered unclean is because they are, right. Pork will give you parasites. Shellfish, have heavy metals. They're bottom feeders. Even catfish is on the non-kosher list.
Neurotoxins, yeah.
Yeah. Neurotoxins, and there's all sorts of other reasons for it. Like there's actual health reasons behind that list as well. So, eating kosher is not a bad thing to do for yourself.
It's a way to stay alive longer, for sure. The whole thing about the shellfish is like it's like we talk about big highfalutin concepts about how many thousands of years to track the stars and all that stuff, but how many people had to die before they figured out what months not to eat shellfish? Like there had to be generations of people. They figured out, we just don't eat those with the months with R in it, I guess, or whatever. I think it's R, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'm just saying, there's religious laws around that food, and there's no GMOs in that.
Well, you got to figure if God told the Jews not to eat it, he told them that for a good reason, right? Even if they didn't understand it was for health, there's a reason why you don't eat those animals.
No.
And now, with modern technology, we understand why.
You were saying catfish?
Catfish, yeah. Bottom feeder. Fish without scales is the...
She was a disco queen.
Listen to the Microcosm Friday night.
She came from New Orleans. Catfish was her name. Dancing was her claim to fame. She took me to a fish fry.
Now, every time I hear the word catfish, I think of this song.
Well, that's a catfish you definitely don't want to eat.
The Four Tops catfish.
That's the Four Tops. For a minute, I thought it was Stewie Dan, and I got in a slight argument with somebody about, does anybody actually like Stewie Dan other than like Get Back Jack and it's like two songs, right? Yeah, exactly. I don't want to learn how to play the saxophone for 13 minutes every day, 5 times a day. Back when they're playing that song. I mean,
see, the
I
thing
don't think
is,
I ever hated something so much on the radio in my life other than Loving You by, what's her name, Minnie Riperton,
The thing is, man, I like fish, but I only like freshwater fish. Like trout.
Oh, white sea bass, dude. White sea bass is great.
Well, the rule for that
Wahoo,
is fish without scales, right? So that's like catfish, eel, those type of things.
No, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
There's too many bones in catfish.
Fish with scales are kosher.
All right, so trout, bass.
Trout is good. Catfish,
bass.
Bass.
All right. Yeah, see, I just don't like. When I was young, I worked in restaurants, man, and I cooked, and I was around fish a lot. Fish from the ocean, and it leaves a certain stench on a brother. You know what I mean? Like we working with fish.
Yeah,
it's like
not all fish though.
Yeah, it stinks.
Not all fish.
Well, I'm just saying.
Which was wahoo in mainland, right? That's really good. And halibut and white sea bass.
I had to quit.
Those don't have fishy.
I quit that job.
Smells.
No, Linda in the chat asked if God said don't eat red meat, then why do they insist on those sacrifices? He didn't say don't eat red meat. He said don't eat those with the cloven hoof who don't chew their cud. So since cows chew their cud, they're acceptable.
I see.
Lamb is acceptable. Horse and pig are not.
How did we get here? Somehow,
I don't know.
We made it here.
There was this big bang, and after that, yeah,
that's what they're saying. But realistically, we're seeing exponential growth in the AI and the technology in the last, 6 months. Since the beginning of this term, things have really seemed to gone downhill, haven't they? I mean, I'm just saying. When you think back to, like, say, 2002, think how long ago that was. 2002, dude. That's like over 20 years ago.
People are CEOs now, 23-year-old CEOs. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Listen, we're gonna time warp to 2002 coming up at 10:30 tonight.
I wasn't in Iraq yet. I didn't know that it was only months away from going. Okay.
Some of the shit.
Exactly was 2002.
Here,
2002. I was rocking out and going on tour.
Were you?
Yeah.
Were you drinking Heinekens?
Yeah. No, I don't drink Heineken.
What'd you drink?
Oh, I know high quality beer.
Whatever, high quality. Bring me some high quality beer.
Yeah. No, I don't drink this way. I would try.
Take this away.
If we went to a particular place that had their own like house brew or something, I would always try that. See, some of them were good, some of them not so good.
Rock and Rio was out there on the road, living it up. You weren't grinding it out 48 hours straight. in the bus.
Well, I was when I was home. I was grinding it out, but
Yeah, 2002. Damn,
2002.
that was a long time ago.
But that was
I was
after.
barely at that point. I barely even knew about Alex Jones. Because and the only reason I did know about him is because I was watching TV. Because back then I watched TV back in 2002. Because I had one, and I was watching it, and I was on PBS. It was on the local, channel, and they were playing 911: The Road to Tyranny. And there's this one scene where it has this music going, no, 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 no. It's some tune, sounds like the devil or whatever. And
It wasn't Steely Dan, was it?
No, but he's got video of Congress, and he timed it so they were standing up right at this right time. No, 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 no. And he's got Bush and all this. It was kind of, it was a good movie, And then I was like, what the fuck? Because, obviously when it happened, I mean, obviously I didn't think it, was as it was. But back then I wasn't even really into any of this shit. You know what I mean? I was running my company. So I didn't have time sitting around, mulling shit over on the internet. Plus the internet even was like it is now.
There's no broadband hardly yet. Yeah,
No,
just getting started in 2002.
yeah.
That was Endgame, right? That's the first time I ever. It's actually the only thing I've ever seen all the way through of Alex Jones is the Endgame. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were still on dial-up back then.
That's what I mean. And when I found the dude on that movie, then I tried to find him. I couldn't tune him in on the radio, but he was on the internet. It was that 56K shit. It was like listening to a transistor radio because it was all, and he's like saying some shit, and they were advertising all the same shit. And I mean, gold, this and that,
Supplements.
storable food.
Yeah.
No, there was no supplements back then.
Yeah, that was later, wasn't it? That was way later.
But they were selling like colloidal silver and some shit like that. He would have guys on that had vitamins, that kind of shit. I mean, that was a long time ago, obviously. So, but we're going to dip into it. I mean, there's a lot of shit happened in 2002. Look it up right now. Just pull up some shit that happened in 2002. We can just talk a little bit about it because we have time. What time is it?
Oh, it's one of the waypoints where things changed. So 1998 was for cellular data, really, and when they started taking worldwide analog TV off the air, and it culminated in 2002, 2003 here in America. So that was the end of analog, broadcast TV, and everything was digital after that. Same with, and then started going to radio. So there's a lot to it. There is, and that's when we got involved. We didn't go to Iraq yet, but we were setting it up to go. And
Well, 2002 was, and I remember this change because we would go on tour in Europe. It was when the euro currency launched. So
Exactly.
a lot of countries still had their own currency and euros at the time. So you could either buy it in francs or euro.
Mhm. That is
they-
definitely one of the big things that happened that year.
Yeah. The No Child Left Behind Act was signed into law, which seriously depleted our education system.
Every
Wow.
child left behind, you mean?
No child
Yes,
left
yeah.
behind. Yeah.
That was the end of our education system. And civics stopped being taught in classrooms. Yeah.
It's all the opposite, man.
Yeah. Well, every time they said
The
something like that, it was
Clean
opposite.
Air
but-
Act, the Clean
Yeah.
Water Act.
Talk to Flint, Michigan about that. Yeah. Right.
Well, Kmart filed for bankruptcy that year.
Oh,
Who remembers
man,
Kmart?
if you showed up in Kmart jeans when you were in junior high, did you get your ass kicked?
No,
Or
but
just
you
didn't show up at
did
school.
get made fun of for sure.
And those blue sneakers. Yeah.
Nah.
I remember all too well.
Yeah, you got your ass kicked if you came to school in those. Because it wasn't that you just got your ass kicked. It was you got made fun of until you couldn't take it anymore.
They punched somebody and they didn't get beat.
Then you
Because
get
couldn't afford enough food to eat, be strong enough to fight back, right?
It says the President Bush signed the economic stimulus bill promoting renewable energy and electric vehicles.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
What year did Tesla start?
2008, I think. Might have been
1869.
Well, no.
No,
I mean,
not that
there's a
Tesla.
difference between when Elon Musk took it over and when it started in Carlsbad, California.
No, what
right?
about
So-
the dude? What about when
Yeah.
Obama was president and there was a plane crash with most of the dudes from Tesla on board? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That went down the memory hole, huh? Well, old Jimmy, don't forget, I got a mind like a sponge. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, that's then
Three
the-
dudes, 3 guys, I think it was. More than 3 died, but 3 guys that were in Tesla.
Yeah, it was like 3 CEOs from the company, right?
Uh-huh. It was something
And
weird.
it was there was some scientists from another company too, like that. Forget what that was all about.
Sciencey papers. She's going down, boss.
Well, Gorbachev also became the first Soviet president in 2002.
Damn. Rock and Rios. Did you float a drone back to 2002?
I did.
Damn. See, Epic, you've taken on now Rio's got
it's
a
got
drone.
it's got that 4K memory resolution.
That's right.
Well, I mean,
and a little help from the internet here.
what's to stop somebody from flying a drone at 100 miles an hour into your face?
Nothing. Not a
I
thing.
know.
Not a thing. Because I'm telling you right now, like what happen is, like, if my drone right now, if I was just take off, despite warning or whatever, it'll still take off. And if I fly low, I'm not gonna get shut down. I don't want to give advice to anybody, so don't listen to this like as a bad guy, right? But there's nothing to stop that from happening. That's what I'm saying.
Dude,
There's nothing to stop that from happening.
I got so discouraged when I was going to start that drone company because, of course, I was like, well, if I'm going to start a drone company, I got to have a piece of paper that makes me a drone pilot so that way I can, get the money, the good money. Because they'll send you, you can send a drone up inside these smokestacks and shit and find cracks and all
I
this.
can do all
and that.
kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
You
that
can
expensive.
map
It's like $200.
properties by having it fly back and forth, so on and so forth. Anyway,
That's big money there. The real estate drones. Yeah.
I started looking into it to get the drone license, and at the time there's all these classes that there were some dudes that were just running around doing these seminars and shit. And by the time you were done, you knew enough to pass the test or whatever. And I was gonna go for it, man. It was like $500, $600 or whatever. I was gonna go for it, and then I started looking into it, and it turns out, man, when you're trying to get a drone license, it's almost you might as well fucking become a pilot. Because it's just as meticulous and hard. It is. There's a lot to know, and there's certain areas you can't fly, and certain altitudes you can't fly, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, exactly.
So when you see this activity tie over there in New Jersey and all that, that's something that's it's paid attention to in every way as far as radar and all that. There's nothing floating around that people don't know about. There's no secret shit floating around, is there, Epic? What about
No,
you?
well, that's the issue, right? So, okay, so let's say that you have an unregistered drone. There's an unregistered recreational drone and a professional drone. You've got what's called the Trust Program. Trust Program's the recreational drone one that anybody can have.
Oh, wait a minute.
basically.
Wait. Whoa. Hold it. Slow down there, Buckaroo.
Yeah,
Now, wait a minute. The Trust Program sounds like something that I got
that's
to
what it's called.
show my...
TRUST. It has an acronym. I forget what it stands for. But
Sounds like something I
just
got
take
to
that
show
test.
ID for.
Yeah, you just take that test.
Well,
right?
hold
And
on.
you can fly
Hold on.
under-
Do you have to have a do they have to know who you are in order for you,
You have to
have
register your drone. Yeah, you have to register your drone.
But hold on. So in other words, Epic Journeyman goes down to Walmart, buys himself a drone, goes over there
Kmart
and
back in 2002.
Yeah, and then he flies it into somebody's face, and then they meticulously pull the plastic back together and find the number on it, and they go, "This is Epic Journeyman's drone."
Yes, that's exactly what it does.
Okay.
So if you do that, which you're supposed to do. Now, there's some gray areas here. You're supposed to do that, and then you can fly anywhere where it's unrestricted or even with restrictions in certain areas under 400 feet, and you're fine, right? But you can also not register your drone for a while and fly under 400 feet and do all kinds of things as long as you're not in a no-fly zone. So where it's interesting is that's where we were talking earlier about flying somebody's face 100 miles an hour. You could totally do that. There's nothing stopping that from happening.
No.
You know what I mean? Like so, there's nothing that absolutely can happen.
Why would you even mess around with a bullet? I'm just saying. What?
Well, yeah,
I mean,
right,
if someone, I'm just saying, you could buy those. How much do those those racing drones, all they do is fly fast. That's it.
You can buy a really good one for like $500.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Linda.
yeah.
Do you
So,
need?
I mean, it goes fast enough to do some serious damage.
Is there any waiting period to buy a drone? Like when I go down there, can I just buy a drone and just take it up?
No,
and
they're trying to
start?
make things like that. No, there isn't. Not really.
So I can just.
And there's
go-
ways around it. You can just order them, overseas and have them shipped to you and all that kind of thing.
Are you telling me? Now, I was
they're
just,
trying to regulate it a lot more.
No, I was making a joke, but are you telling me there is a waiting period for drones?
Way to do what?
A waiting period. Is there a cooling
Well,
off period when you go on and buy a drone?
Kind of. So like if you're gonna fly, and you want to get some of these other more sophisticated drones, it's not that there's a waiting period. You just order them off Amazon and it'll ship them to you. So that's not the thing. It's if you when you fly them, like where I fly in Maui right now, there's only like 2 restricted zones, like around the Kapalua airport and over at the Kahului airport. Everything else is pretty much free reign. Go wherever you want to. And so I could fly all day long without getting anything going and be fine, probably, right? Now if you're in your neck of the woods, let's say, around San Francisco, let's say, that's almost all a no-fly zone because the city, any urban area, a high population center, is a no-fly zone unless you have.
Do
those
other
things
drones fly up to you and go, "This is a no-fly zone"?
No, what they have, what they're
must-
trying to institute now. There's a like a gun you shoot that it just broadband shoots a signal out that jams your controls. There's that, like to keep potential assassins from using drones for that purpose.
Did you know in Colorado you can buy a drone license? You can shoot down drones if they're above your.
No, I didn't know that. I assume you probably would be.
No, I think I don't know if it's a joke, but you can look into it maybe.
But if you're on the up and up, and you sign up for the trust program, you take the test, you do also. There's nothing stopping you from flying anywhere that, as long as it's not restricted, and even restricted zones have like workarounds. It's like, but when you get a full license, like you're talking about being a pilot, then you could go fly like a lot closer to the airport. I mean, you wouldn't still fly on this airstrip or anything, but you can still fly then you can fly in urban areas. You could do what you were talking about, flying, do inspections of smokestacks. And the more lucrative thing is doing property line and property assessment things for real estate companies, that kind of thing. And yeah, it's not that expensive. I mean, it's still, I think it's under $1,000 to get all that stuff. It's not, it's just you have to do all the stuff, you have to take all the tests and stuff. But just to pick up a drone and start flying under 400 feet, yeah, anybody could do that.
Hey,
and honestly, you can just go fly. I mean,
we're not.
You're only gonna get in
we're
trouble
not giving
if
you.
somebody catches
Listen,
you doing it. You're not.
we're not
All you
giving
gotta
you.
do is strap a lawn dart to it, right?
We're not giving you advice.
Yeah.
We're not giving you flight advice. We're just
No, exactly. And I'm telling you to do it legit. That's what I'm telling you to do it legit. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but yeah.
Rock and Rio, shout out the chat over on YouTube. Can you see it?
Yeah.
My glasses, man, I can't see that far. Everything's a blur.
Oh, I have my close-up glasses.
It's all a blur from the drone at 70 miles an hour when it's flying into my face.
Oh, Rio's getting his glasses on.
Last thing I saw
if you get caught doing it without being in the program or whatever, they can snag your drone right out of the air and fly it back to them and take it from you. So there's that. So if you want to lose your $2,400 drone, that's your risk. But there's nothing stopping you from flying it. That's what I was getting at.
$2,400 drone. Who makes the drone that you fly?
TGI. Yep.
Now, why? See, you could have got some money from them right now for talking about
for advocating for. They're trying to make there's a movement a little while back trying to make DJI drones illegal. I don't know why. They make most of the racing drones and the recreation drones.
Chinese spy.
Well, yeah, that's probably why.
Chinese spy balloon. It is.
But they are really good. They're I have to vouch for, man. I can tell you that mine's exceptionally good. It's
if you're a gun owner who wants to shoot better, then you're gonna need to see this.
See now, if you're a gun owner, you want to shoot better, you need to see that. I don't know what it is. It looks like a laser target that you put in your own practice firearm and practice Rock and Rio. Now, get the drone, practice, and then come back and let us know what it's like at the game with the drone. Now, maybe you should offer drone service with that bus, dude. Like as an added, bonus. Say,
No, I wouldn't let those guys fly anything.
I bet your drone would get shot down if it was at a football game.
Probably would.
That's what I mean.
It totally. Well, it probably get hijacked because what they'll do is, if you're in the program, it sounds funny. If you're in the program, your turn's registered and they know what it is and they know the frequency it's operating on, and they'll just snag it and land it.
Well, mostly
There's a bunch
everything's on 2.4 gigahertz, man.
Yeah, but they have there's an identifier, right, for each drone, little subtle things.
Yeah, like your IP address.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so all they'll do is they'll
like
just see who you are, and they'll just steer it away and land it at their facility somewhere. And like my drone flies about 11
Do
miles.
they come to your hotel room and beat you with sticks, big black sticks?
Probably would if you flew over a football stadium. I guarantee you they would.
That's what I mean.
Oh,
you got to be careful.
Don't do that.
All right, it's top of the hour. We'll be right back. It's Revolution Radio, fully listener supported. Come on down.
You know it always brings me down, 'cause it's free and I see that it's me who's lost and never found. I cry out for magic, I feel it dancing in the light. It was cold, lost my hold to the shadows of the night. No sign of the morning coming.
Microcosm Friday night. Oh shit.
At least this time you were right, and you had the good sense to give up. Yeah, when others there I might have hung in. So just nobody touch me. I know what I'm doing.
Jimmy. Stand by.
Deep pressure.
Friday night. It's Revolution Radio. There goes Stone the Crow. Sounds good to me. What about you, Rockario? You there?
What's that?
All right, there you go. For some reason, it says I need to rejoin the call.
Oh, yeah, you're connected, so.
Now listen, did you hear that they made, I don't have this queued up. Maybe I should cue it up before I say it. Epic Journeyman, are you there?
He is here.
He's there? There goes Brown Sabbath. That really is a band. You know that, right? Brown Sabbath.
Didn't know until now. Yeah. You know the thing is, I was listening to the crooner version of Rainbow in the Dark. I was thinking that'd be like a really cool song for Chris Isaac to sing. Actually. Right?
Yeah, I know. I like that. I like the way that sounds.
Yeah, me too.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me quiet Brown Sabbath. Hold on. There they go. Hey, another special thing happened in 2002. I think Ozzy Osbourne joined into MTV with that show. The Osbournes. Remember that? No? Yeah, I think so.
2002?
Yeah.
It's not like 2 episodes, yeah.
Hold on now. Okay, so I heard this thing about that they made Linkin Park songs into lullabies. Have you heard this shit? I don't know if this is going to be it. I'm going to try. I think it might be. If it's not, it won't be. But I did hear one of them. Like his main, like their main, what's the name of their main hit that they had?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, it was the one that made them who they were or whatever. I don't know what the name of it is because I was never into the band. Some people are into it.
It's the one where he's screaming, right?
I don't know.
Wasn't into him either. I don't know.
No,
I know that they were
somebody in
like
the
on
chat will know.
skateboard themed
Amber
video
will
games for a
know.
long time.
Amber
Yeah.
definitely will know.
Sure, it was on Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
You've got mail. I saw that running.
I always thought they sucked.
What is the name of the hit of that band Linkin Park with that dude who died in it along with Chris Cornell? And there's controversy there. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying there's controversy. Did you see it? Have you seen it? No. All right. I don't know the name of the song, so I'm just going to, hold on. Let me see here. Numb. Is that it? Numb. Yeah, this is it. Linkin Park. Lullabies. Oh, yeah, nothing really matters. Let me see if I can find it.
I think that is Numb, right?
What's that?
Numb is the song. In the end, it doesn't really matter.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's the name of it. Is Numb.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Does it make you sleepy?
I'm comfortable with it.
damn, it's not bad. Hold on. Let me go back to this part. It's kind of compelling. Hold on a second. Do you think this dude, what's this guy's name? What was his name? It's not, what is his name? What was his name? Something begins with a B. You've got mail.
I don't know. I'd actually have to look it up because they're
No, I mean, it's just saying, whatever this
one of the
dude's-
least interesting bands to come along.
I know. Well, listen, do you think this dude was sitting alone in a dark room with a piano one night, and there was like one candle, and it was on the top of the piano. It was just hardly anything left of it. It's just barely lit. And he's just sitting there in the dark, like with one finger, and he just came up with this riff like this. This is how he wrote the song.
Oh, Chester Bennington.
Chester Bennington, exactly. You think Chester Bennington was sitting in a dark room with a big giant piano all by himself, with one candle and one finger, thinking to himself, I feel
Bet
numb.
you I know where that finger was, too.
I feel numb.
I never got the impression they wrote their songs like that.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
I kind of got the impression that he's laying down with his guitar strapped across, not even
See?
strapped across his chest,
Exactly.
laying down, looking at the ceiling,
Exactly.
and like strumming things, and hitting the foot tap on the effect pedal and seeing what sounded different.
Amber's
Okay,
saying,
that sounds cool.
Amber's saying in the end is different than numb. But I guess maybe you get numb before the end. Hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. It might be the very last song on here. No, I don't see it. Hold on. Let me back up. Let me backtrack.
No, isn't the line that it becomes so numb because in the end it doesn't really matter?
I don't know. The lyrics.
Now you're gonna make me look even further than Linkin Park.
I've actually heard that song. I
You're
didn't think that was a
making
bad
me
song.
nauseous sitting over here.
It's the show within a show about Linkin Park. No, see, I was creating a mind movie for people with the soundtrack of this.
Oh yeah,
And
with
this
the
is what
candlelight
was-
and
that
yeah,
was-
exactly.
If I was
Just barely
directing,
enough to see the keys of the piano.
exactly. If I was directing a
the
movie,
wave of the light flickering upon the ivory keys,
exactly.
in the silhouette of the sullen man, almost tearful.
And then he shows up. And then the next
Yeah.
day, he shows up in the studio, and
With his guitar.
and he straps
The
on his
pedal.
guitar, and he goes, "Hey, check this out, man! I wrote this last night. I was sitting there, all alone in a darkened room, with my one finger and my one candle, and I wrote this badass jam. Now we have to go listen to the original Numb. It doesn't look like that. It can't be that song's not on here. I must not be finding it. Waiting for the end. Is that it? Waiting for the end. I think that.
I honestly, I
I
don't
think
know.
that Amber. Is that it? Waiting for the end. Hold on. Oh, fuck, I can't take it. Hold on. You know what we could do?
No, that's Vincent. That's Vincent, dude. That's totally Vincent. The
No,
song.
listen here.
Yeah.
I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now. Here. You know what, man? Since this is like we're like throwing darts down at the pub, I'm gonna utilize the tools made available to me for free by YouTube, and I'm gonna go ahead and hold on. I'm gonna speed this bitch up. Hold on a second.
I tried so hard, I got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Here, I sped it up. I can't even speed it up and make it any different. Hold on. I'll
It
slow
still
it.
sucks.
I'll slow it down. No. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I gotta let it go there. There it goes. It's too much, man. Now let me ask you this question. I'm scrolling down, and here's "Twinkle Twinkle Little Rock Star," and I think it's a cover of "In the End." See, "In the End" is different than that one we were just playing. Here, let's find out what "In the End" really is. Hold on.
That's it. That's the right one.
That's "Twinkle Twinkle Little Rock Star." I guess they do. Lullaby versions of Linkin Park. Alright, see, this is completely different. That other thing was a piano thing of Linkin Park.
Oh my God.
Why did Linkin Park struck a nerve with people for some reason? Like an emotional, there was some sort of we should look into that.
No, I don't think we need to look into that.
I don't mean right this minute, but I'm saying there's something about
nothing gets people fired up like an electric xylophone, man.
And there's something about that Linkin Park music that struck a chord with emotional people. I noticed it. I've noticed there's a strong following for Linkin Park.
Probably in the reverse in the lyrics and the mind control or some,
Why don't you reverse this? Reverse this in the end.
Because I really don't want to hear it,
dude. You have to
in either direction. Because it sucks.
You must.
Linkin Park sucks.
The original version, do "In the End." Just at least do it and just hear if there's shit. I guarantee you there is.
All right, I will torture myself for a few minutes.
There must.
If you insist.
No, there will be. There's no question. Look, I did leg work on 2002. You could relax during 2002, chime in, but you do have the Reverse Perverse Circus coming up when we join Ground Zero Plus 10:30. When is that? In another 15 minutes?
Yeah, let's see if I can just do this quick.
I've lost track of time. I'm in the time warp. I'm already time warping. Hold on, I gotta get my windows correct.
They're saying that time warp thing in the chat because that's trending today. It's like all over the internet about what made the time warp song work. I haven't read the article, but everything I bring up has it on there.
That is a fucking unbelievable synchronicity.
It is, right? You didn't know that? Because every time I've opened my phone up today, it's been on there.
No, we've been doing the time warp on the show for fucking
forever,
for a decade or whatever.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like it though. You know what I mean? Ever since the Michelle Pfeiffer incident, time seems like it just vanishes. Like it's been a year since that thing where the camp, where the rain in Texas and all. They go, they're having the year anniversary now of the tragedy at the camp, Texas, from the rain. That was, remember the dude?
That was like 3 months ago, I thought.
Yeah, he's right. That's what I thought. But then yesterday or the day before, here's somebody going, "It's the 1 year anniversary." It was like a newscast in the middle of radio shows, in the middle of, like the national news that we used to have on the network. That kind of shit. It was like, it's been a year or whatever. It's like, damn, fucking
it's
years.
It's been 3 years since Lahaina burned down. Years, and it still seems like yesterday.
I know, years just go by. You're like, what the fuck? I don't know. Maybe it's just, I don't know. There was an anomaly, I think, right around the assassination. There was an anomaly. Time warp of some kind. I don't know what it was. Something happened, though.
I missed it because I was on vacation. I mean, I got the news. That was before I went up north. But did you guys do any kind of breakdown on all the things wrong with the story?
We did not.
There's so much wrong with it.
No, but the thing is it's too much, and it's been talked about
too soon.
Talked about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The thing is, Joaquin Rio got some video of his wife at the ceremony. after he passed away.
Oh yeah, the whole tie into the In Like Flint thing with James Coburn, and how it was the women brainwashing the guys, and that's what Epstein's all about, and how this is actually ties right into that. All these beauty queens, that she was a beauty queen. She was a Miss USA pageant contestant in Miss Arizona, right? As his wife, and then the one that just was made the DA or AG over in East Virginia, that just that was put in there to make an indictment against Comey. She was Miss Colorado in the Miss USA.
I know.
There's a tie-in here, man. There really is.
Well, there's always a tie-in. Just like something's always about to happen.
I mean, it's a trip, man. It is. Like,
no, I know. But the thing is like, I mean, can you even, do those shows even exist anywhere? The shows that we did on.
I know, because they tie right into this. They absolutely do.
Shit, right? They do. Yeah. Especially in we were talking about the Applebee's restaurants in close proximity to Lockheed.
To Lockheed Martin, yeah.
And
she was on the show. We had her on the show. Yeah, exactly. And she was talking about how she was like a MK Ultra test subject, and that she was brought in there to be the recorder of information. Like she was a courier, like we've talked about.
Yeah,
right?
She records. Her brain records it, but she doesn't know it until she gets unlocked by her handler, which she then repeats everything that she heard in the conversation while she was standing there.
Yeah, it was TGI Fridays. Yep,
yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, TGI Fridays, exactly.
All right, so here's the torturous reversal of Linkin Park. He's singing about being the life of the party because he's got 6 pounds of stuff to sell. It's a song about he's talking about selling drugs to be the life of the party. And, because it's the beast that lives inside him makes him do it.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and honestly, it sucks in reverse, too.
I mean, does it say that in reverse?
Yeah, that's what it says in reverse. That's be the life of the party. I got 6 pounds.
What you just said is what it says in reverse, and you're not going to let us hear it?
Oh, you want to hear it? Let's see.
I'm just saying. I thought you were saying. I thought that what the lyrics were about, like the actual song.
No.
Oh,
I don't know what this song.
Jesus, Joseph.
I thought that's pretty dead on, though. If that's what it says in reverse, that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, exactly.
Here's the for sale. We got 6 pounds. For sale, we got 6 pounds of it. Let's see if I can find the life of the party part.
All right, hold on, dude. I got to get my shit together before we hit ground zero.
Oh, here. We ain't criminal. We're the life of the party. Here you go. It's real simple. We ain't criminal. We're the life of the party. We got 6 pounds to sell.
Damn.
So.
Brent, how?
No. Sorry, I was muting myself by accident. On that, I remember when Linkin Park came out, there was this whole controversy, kind of like there was with what was the band? I can't think of the name right now. Nikki Sixx and all those guys, right? They were Satanists at the time. Remember that? There's this whole big controversy. Motley Crue, and how they were like deliberately so, like to capitalize on it. And they said about Linkin Park too. I don't know if I've ever seen that though. You know what I mean? Like they said that, like a modern day Satanic Panic kind of thing. Well, semi-modern time was 2002, right? But did anybody else see that? Because I never really saw. I hadn't listened to enough to know. But they made that accusation. It was floating around out there.
Well, Epic, with all the songs I've ever listened to in reverse and all the stuff we've ever looked at, at least on the musical side, I mean, putting the politicians and the public figures aside, I would say probably 95% of the songs I looked at have something evil in them.
That makes sense.
There's a few that it's relatively innocent, or there's really no discernible reverses in them, but just about everything has something in it, and most of it's not good.
Well, I don't know how valid that video from 2008 or whatever, they sold their souls for rock and roll, really is. It's like a 3-part, it's like a 3.5 hour show, right? Different documentary things that was on YouTube for quite a long time, had millions of followers, over 10 million views when I watched it. And that was one of the things they said. They kept bringing up was like, And they brought in the comment from John Todd, who a lot of people think is just a snake oil salesman, but he was making the evangelical, before they were called evangelicals, I mean evangelical church visit kind of thing, circuit back in the late 70s. And he was saying that he found out, he knew, but because he was a Satanist supposedly originally, and he changed, he became a Christian. He was saying that it was well known that they when they printed the first albums on vinyl, they sacrificed them at this altar and cast spells on them to propagate them.
They do that. Yeah, at the top of the Capitol
now,
Record
is that
Building.
true? I don't know if it's true, but he insisted
top of the Capitol Record Building, they have a room called the forget what it's called. It's got something to do with moon worship, right? So what they do is they do have like a little altar. It's a little table in the middle of the room where they have stacks of records on it, and at a certain time of the night, the moonlight shines in down on the records, and they do this whole little thing. But it's actually fairly well documented, and you can go visit the room if you go into the Capitol.
Well, according to him, and I think it's still, it might not, I haven't seen it on YouTube for a while. It might not be on YouTube now. It might have got banned, but it was on there for years. He was saying that David Crosby specifically was having this conversation with, or witnessed a conversation with him and somebody else. They're talking about that, and they go, "Come on, David, that's true. We do this all the time. We put this out there and cast these spells, etc., etc." And the only reason it made me think it might be true is I remember there were certain albums that came out at the time that had a very, pardon the term, witchy, enchanting kind of thing that had no reason to be at the time. Like if you think about the album Fleetwood Mac Rumors, there's nothing witchy about it. Actually, then Gold Dust Woman maybe, but as far as like the rest of the songs, have no reason to feel that way.
Well,
but there were certain songs when it came out that did.
Outwardly admitted to being a witch.
She's a witch, yeah, absolutely. But I remember that specifically. It's like, because there's a difference between spacey music like Pink Floyd or something that has a context to it, and then hearing that at a time where it's like, wait a minute, I shouldn't, because it moved me in a way that felt like not anxiety, but like a sensation when I heard it, like an actual sensation. And I'm like, why am I feeling that?
You felt it on Blue Oyster Cult.
I did with Blue Oyster Cult. I ended up breaking that record, destroyed it. Yep.
I know. I had, I had that. I had a poster of Black Blade. There was a song on that on one of their records called Black Blade, and I got all weird about it. And I destroyed it too. That's fucking funny.
Yeah, and isn't it weird? I'd love to have it back in a way now, because it's worth something and stuff. But I remember at the time, it's like, man, I love the song. It was just "Don't Fear the Reaper" and some of their songs on Agents of Fortune or whatever, right? But I remember I was stoned one day. I just got into marijuana at the time, and so that's not the only reason though. But I remember listening to it and hearing a whole different aspect to it, and then looking at the actual album cover art, and then looking at the words and some of the words of other songs, like, this is evil, man. It is. I mean, I just couldn't resolve it to my satisfaction.
The cult of the blue oysters. Soft, white underbelly. That was what we used to be able to go see them. Yeah. Here, I forgot about this song till right now. Black Blade. Blue Oyster Cult. Oh! It's a commercial. But we'll play it here in a second. Now, this is the one with that with the Tyrannosaurus Rex on the cover.
Black Blade by Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah, Black Blade. I mean,
I'm sure that's like demonic.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, at the time, I got all weird about it. Like, I started looking at it, and I was like, what the fuck? Why do I have this in my house?
This is exactly the same thing I thought. Why do I have this in my house?
Yeah. This thing out of my house. I took it outside.
It's not done.
Did it come back in on its own?
This is off the Cultosaurus erectus LP.
I have this feeling that my luck is none too good. This song,
I don't even know why I picked this song, and I had the poster of it for some reason. But anyway, who knows? Who knows? But I do know this. We're getting ready to join up with Ground Zero Plus. So
Oh, good. You bailed me out. I was going to have to tell my Ouija board story.
All right. Well, you can tell it. Just put it on hold over there.
Put it on hold. Okay.
Yeah. Put it on hold for just a momentarily. We're going to be back in a minute or two. So we gotta lean into it for a couple minutes before we hit it. You know, you only get one chance to jump into to make the mark. Isn't that the goal? To make the mark. All right. It's Friday night. It's in Microcosm. We're getting ready to join Ground Zero Plus. So we do Time Warp, Reverse Perverse Circus. Rock and Rio's been working.
Don't talk to strangers, 'cause they're only there to do you harm. Don't write in starlight, 'cause the words may come out real. Don't hide in doorways, you may find a key that opens up your soul. Don't go to heaven, 'cause it's really only hell. Don't smell the flowers, they're an evil drug to make you lose your mind. Don't dream of women, 'cause they'll only bring you down.
Rock and Rio.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting ready for it? You got it?
I am.
All right. Here we go. Everybody.
You touch me, I'm real. Forever, the one that lets you look and see and feel me. I'm danger, I'm the stranger. I'm darkness, I'm anger, I'm pain.
We're hot.
You'll take my life, but I'll take yours too. You fire musket, but I'll run you through. So when you're waiting for the next attack, you better stand, there's no turning back. The fewer sounds, the time begins. But on this battlefield, no one wins. The smell of burning smoke and horse's breath is a virgin into sudden death.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the broken down, low rent, sleazy, double greasy pirate radio Nut Hut Studios, it's time for the very first ever selling.
Is 2002.
The stove over here. I mean, my stove. I think I left it on.
It's Friday night.
Gary, I hate to break it to you, but the world is on the brink of disaster. World crime is at an all-time high. And the only thing standing between order and chaos is us.
Hey, terrorists! Terrorize this!
All right. Well, hey. It's Ground Zero Plus. Mom's Jimmy. I'm here with Rock and Rio, Epic Journeyman, Revolution Radio, the Independent Broadcast Network, And hour number 1.5 is on the air. There they go. UFO. Rock and Rio. Are you the?
I am
Shanker. Man, those were some good bands back then. Unlike some of the things, you know, I don't know. You get to a point.
Unlike Linkin Park.
Be careful, I'm telling you, there's lots of people that love Linkin Park. No.
There's a lot of people who like the Grateful Dead too, but that doesn't make them any good either.
I like 2 of their songs.
You do? Do you like
Yeah.
This song?
I feel like I'm shopping at an open air market for, you know, cucumbers or something. Wild cherries. Maybe some oregano.
Franklin's Tower, man.
It has that vibe, doesn't it? Like you're you know, shopping at the market and just bumping into people. Open air. Farmers markets.
All right, sorry. I got entranced.
That's not bad. I actually like, as far as our albums go, believe it or not, I'm one of the few people that likes Terrapin Station. I thought that was pretty good. And it has no memorable songs on it. Actually, it's just instrumentation mostly. And yeah, believe it or not, I like Touch of Grey. Touch of Grey is good. Touch of Grey is a good song.
Well,
most commercial song
I definitely have a touch of gray. What about you, Rio?
I definitely do.
Do you have a touch of gray?
I've had gray hair since I was a teenager. So
back when you're on the road, back in 2002.
No, seriously, I started turning gray when I was like 14. Damn. Never like fully gray, but always had, you know, some. Yeah, I have a lot more now.
Yeah.
But
all right, well, listen, we've been
like when it goes white, you start going, Marty.
Well, we've been joined by Ground Zero Plus. Hey, Ground Zero Plus, welcome into the Microcosm. We appreciate you being here. And, you know, we, around here, occasionally we like to do the time warp, and we're going to be doing that tonight. So we're glad you're with us. And unbeknownst to me, there's synchronicity, even though we've been doing the time warp on here for like a decade. But today, what are you saying, Epic German? No?
Yeah, it's trending all over Apple News. It's all over on the phone. Like if you open up your phone right now, if you have an iPhone, it'll be one of the things, you know, the story behind time warp or something about the time warp. I don't know why. I didn't read the article, but I've opened it about 5 times today and seen it. So that's the thing.
Damn.
The time warp is real, huh?
It's real.
And it has to be an anniversary of the release of the Rocky Horror Picture Show or something. I'm not sure. I didn't read the article, but yeah, it's there every time I open up the phone practically.
Well, who knows? Who knew? Put it that way. But now that I found out, it's like this other shit where I'm like making a supposition, and you go, "Yeah, man, that was just on Black Mirror, like 2 weeks ago."
Right.
I've never even watched the show once, you know. right. Well, listen. Like I said, time warp, and then there's going to be obviously the reverse perverse circus with Rock and Rio tonight.
Although tonight is not actually perverse,
but it goes deep, and that is most of the time. I would say 99.9% of the time, it's perverse. But this time, it's like the pillow. What's the pillow guy's name?
Mike
Lindell. Yeah.
Lindell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He actually proved to be honest.
That's what I mean. He's the only one out of all the reverse speech you've ever done. He was the first guy who came out congruent and clean. You know?
Yeah, and I was looking to bash him too. I thought he was he was going to be a dirty skunk. And he turned out to be 100% legit.
I always feel bad for him because he's going bankrupt because he believes what he's saying. I don't believe in what he believes, but he's a guy who got off all the drugs and became a successful businessman, all this stuff, and then just got caught up in some stuff and won't let it go. It's too bad, man. But yeah, his reverse speech, right, is absolutely the same forward as his backwards as far as his intent.
Yeah,
he believes it.
No, I'm just saying. He was the one. He was the. He was
like the one
guy.
exception to the rule.
Exactly.
In public figures.
Exactly. So, but now, that was the past because now, you have found another one. Is from what I understand. Is that still true? Does that still hold true?
That holds very true, actually.
Huh. Well, we're seeing
much more than I even expected it to.
Well, stick around. You'll find out exactly. Well, give us don't give us a teaser. What's that guy's name? Mike Lindell? This one's for you, Mike.
In my heart, caused by you. If we could start anew.
Little Anthony and the Imperials, Rock and Rio.
Yeah, 1958.
Tears on My Pillow. Remember when everybody had a My Pillow, dude? Even Billy Ray had a My Pillow.
Did he?
Yeah, because everybody listened to Coast, man, and he was on there every night with the pillows, pillow. Remember? How come there's no there's no pillow ads on Coast to Coast anymore, huh?
Well, it was brilliant if you think about it. We're talking about Coast to Coast. Literally, it's in the name. Was made for truckers. I mean, it was literally made for truckers going cross country, and so it's a built-in advertising base. As these truckers go city to city, word of mouth is spread by them who listen to Coast to Coast. So I thought the actual concept behind Coast to Coast is pretty brilliant. So I found out the thing about this, what it is about the Rocky Horror Picture Show and the Time Warp today. It's the 50th anniversary, of course, it's something like that, right? And they're launching a November through whatever tour, releasing the movie and that kind of thing. Uh-huh. And they're making all kinds of comments about why it's such a great song. And the reason is because other than the Hokey Pokey, it's the only song to a lot of people's memory that tells you how to do it in the song. So there it is. That's what it is. But just today happened to be the day. And Jimmy brought it up today.
Are you kidding?
Again, ahead of your time.
No.
in the zeitgeist of the time.
That's crazy, man.
So today is actually the 50th anniversary of the movie.
It's not today. It's this month or whatever. Yeah. And the article came out today, 17 hours ago, in USA Today, and a bunch of other places picked it up. So that's what it is. That's the origin of it today. Yeah, all day long I've been seeing it. It's like, what the hell is this all about, man?
Are you kidding me? I haven't even been on the internet.
Well, I've been on vacation. I get to see it. It's one of those things I just started trying to catch up, right? And I'm just looking at like this news feeds that show up on like your Apple, it's on your phone, break and stuff. And it's all over the place. I'm like, why is this? That's why. That's what it is. I found the origin. So that's it. And obviously, there's a marketing ploy behind it because they're launching this 50th anniversary tour. They call it a tour that they'll be showing like at movie theaters and stuff.
A tour for what?
The movie. You get to watch the movie, a restored version of the movie. So you'll be at the midnight movie show again, actually in the theater.
See.
I don't know how many cities.
Does anybody go to Does anybody even go to the theater? I mean, you're gonna go sit in a theater where you gotta like fight for the arm of the chair and all that shit, and you gotta.
Every time I've gone to a movie theater in the last 4 years, it's been like me and 4 other people.
I think if you want,
I got to say that there's a movie theater that we used to go to in Texas, and it had these like really big, comfortable chairs, like with a little table that would swing out for your popcorn and your drink, and they had coolers in the chairs for your beverages, like cold cup holders.
Get out of here.
And the chairs would recline. You could actually like lean back, and footrest came up and out. It was really nice, and it wasn't any more expensive than any like the old school theaters with the the little hard plastic chairs. So next time you're in, I think it's in New Braunfels, as far as I know. Trying to remember exactly what town it is, but it was a nice movie theater, man. It was comfortable. The sound wasn't outrageous.
Would you go to a movie theater now and go down and get yourself some goobers and some popcorn and a giant ass Coke, and then fight your way down the leg hole, the leg room, saying excuse me, and people are going, man, get out of the way, dude. Man, sit out.
No, these theaters.
Does anybody go to the Epic Tournament? Do you go to the movie theater? No.
I do. Not very much. Not still a place to go because Lahaina burned down here in Maui. But when I go like abroad or to back to mainland, whatever I do, and I watched. I guess Dune 2 was the last movie I watched. It's like 2 a year. I don't see a lot of movies.
I forget. I think when last time I went, I think it was a double feature with Spider-Man and Marvel.
Oh right.
Something.
Well, listen.
Something or other.
Guess what?
So that was, I don't know, 2 years ago, maybe now.
Guess what time it is?
It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. But listen closely.
Not for very much longer.
I've got to keep control. I remember doing the time war.
Hey, tonight we're going back to 2002.
It's Timeline. We hope you like seeing steroid monsters hit home runs, because this one is all about 2002. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History channel.
Do that.
Meet them.
All right, so listen.
Nobody wants.
We're going to do this here, but the main reason I remember 2002 is because of a terrifying scenario that developed, which I wanted to bring up tonight here on Ground Zero Plus, Revolution Radio, and the Independent Broadcast Network. But lots of stuff happened in 2002. Let's get into it now.
Measuring student and teacher skills and performance against standards set by each state. It created goals for public education and cuts to federal funding for schools that failed to meet them.
No child left behind.
1991, Sierra Leone was plunged into civil war when the Revolutionary United Front attempted to overthrow the government of Joseph Momo. The war would ultimately take the lives of over 50,000 people and displace another 500,000 before finally being declared over by newly installed President Ahmad Tejan Kaba on January 18th.
Select Kmart stores are closing. Everything's on sale and must be sold now.
Kmart, then America's second largest retailer, filed for bankruptcy protection under Chapter 11. A far cry from a blue light special, Kmart became the largest retailer in U.S. history to ever file for bankruptcy. After dismissing its president, CEO, and board, closing 300 stores, and laying off around 34,000 employees, Kmart would finally emerge from bankruptcy in 2003. Wall Street Journal reporter Daniel Pearl was on his way to what he believed was a meeting in Karachi, Pakistan, when he was kidnapped by an Islamist militant group on January 23rd. After accusing the Jewish-American journalist of being a spy, Pearl's captors released photos of him in cuffs with a gun to his head. U.S. intelligence wasn't able to find Pearl before he was beheaded on February 1st. A grisly video of his murder was subsequently released on the internet, instantly becoming notorious. On February 3rd, the New England Patriots stunned the world by defeating the heavily favored St. Louis Rams in Super Bowl 36 at the Louisiana Superdome.
And it's right down the pipe. The Patriots have won Super Bowl 36.
The win would mark the first Super
No,
Bowl
I don't
victory
remember
for
most
MVP
of this.
Tom Brady.
Do you guys remember any of this? Seems like
Well, I mean, I did bring up the Kmart thing before.
yeah, this seems like
I remember the Super Bowl. Yeah, I remember the
you do.
Patriots winning. Yep.
Now the thing is this where what's his nuts started to become famous in this game? These Patriots.
Yes. Well,
what's that guy's name?
Actually, as a San Diego Charger fan, I can tell you exactly when it happened. So Rodney Harrison took out Drew Bledsoe, and he came in to finish the game and won. And that was the rise of Tom Brady from that moment on, and he went on to win the Super Bowl there.
Exactly.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, the list I have says the game marked a pivotal moment in NFL history, with quarterback Tom Brady emerging as a rising star and leading the team to a dramatic victory.
Well, listen, in 2002...
I thought it was great back then. I've hated him ever since.
In 2002, I was installing shit in Salt Lake City because the Olympics were about to happen.
Change the thing.
Speaking of sports, the Winter Olympic Games kicked off in Salt Lake City, Utah on February 8th. The Games were officially opened by President Bush.
I declare open the Games of Salt Lake City, celebrating the Olympic Winter Games.
The opening ceremonies paid tribute to the victims and heroes of the September 11th attacks. Norway won the most medals, 25 total, 13 gold. Geez, what's in that Norwegian water?
If you
Who
want
the
meat that's better
hell
for
knows? Look at, I'm Quick Draw McGraw. These guys throw me an ad. I said no, not here, not now. Now, okay, what else do you remember about 2002? Anybody in the chat? Any chat?
Oh, well, I'll say while they're saying their piece there. I proposed to my, fiance at the time.
Oh, you did?
I was an electrician at the time. I moved back from Vegas to San Diego. Been there 2 years, and was living there in Point Loma. So I remember all that kind of stuff. And what I remember specifically, as far as we talk about cellular data and the internet, is nobody had broadband really yet. It's still coming online.
No.
Trying to get it. And I remember my Nextel phone. You referenced Nextel earlier.
Exactly.
When I was walking by my TV and I keyed the all call on there, and it warped my TV screen, like from 5 feet away, like wong, keyed like warped it all over the place.
I know.
And I was like, this can't be good, man.
No,
I remember that
that's what I
specifically.
was when I was up there. I was installing Nextel shit. That's exactly what I was doing. So listen, there's one of the things that happened, and it's a terrifying situation that happened. Still, none of you guys have mentioned it. Anything else, Rock and Rio?
Well, the other thing I had noted is kind of actually relevant because of the current news about Russia going to war with NATO. It says a NATO-Russia partnership was established when NATO declared Russia a limited partner in its Western alliance.
Wow, in 2002?
Yep, in May 28th.
Well, what happened?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I guess things kind of went south after that.
Apparently. All right, well, listen. Remember this? Here, hold on.
Well, that was Gorbachev, right? So
yeah,
that
Gorbachev. All right, listen. Here.
It's just a jump to the left.
Hours and in the same general area. Montgomery County Police have set up a command center at the scene of the third murder in Aspen Hill. Our team coverage continues from there with Fox 5's Bob Barnard. Bob.
Well, Tracy, Montgomery County Police Chief Charles Moose says the killer is a very skilled shooter who started his rampage around 5:20 last night, shooting out the store window of a business just about a half mile from here. It's the only one of the 6 shootings that didn't end in bloodshed and death. The unprecedented murder spree began last night in Wheaton. The victim, a 55-year-old man shot dead walking into the Shoppers Food warehouse on Randolph Road. The murder captured on a surveillance camera. 13 hours later at Rockville Pike and Nicholson Lane, a landscaper is shot and killed. It's 7:41 a.m. Half an hour later, a cabbie is shot dead at this mobile gas station on Connecticut Avenue at Aspen Hill Road.
Just a loud noise and he's laying in the parking lot bleeding to death.
A nurse fueling her minivan next to the taxi cab rushes to the victim's side. He will not survive.
It started over there. I went over there and the guy's laying on the ground, blood all over the side of the van. He's laying on the ground, gasping for air, and the lady, she's standing there shaking. She was trying to help him.
25 minutes later, a little more than a mile away at Leisure World, a woman is murdered while sitting on a park bench in front of a post office. A witness to this shooting tells police he saw two men flee in a white delivery truck. Unbelievably, while the Montgomery County Police Chief and Deputy State's Attorney arrive at the gas station in Aspen Hill, the killer targets another woman at a Shell gas station on Connecticut Avenue in Kensington. Paramedics rush to the scene but cannot save the woman's life.
It's always shocking when you get a call like that at any point in time. Certainly not good when it's
the DC sniper.
Investigators say they're all but certain the same gun.
Yeah, I was trying to think where you tie it in for the horrifying thing. That's the one. And that again, you're being the zeitgeist here because that just came up also. Not today, but like yesterday, I saw that. I've only been back, for my vacation a couple of days.
Yeah.
I was brought up. And the thing that's interesting to me is that that when we attacked Iran, I thought for sure that would be the whole thing. It'd be 30 of those DC air quotes snipers out there doing that, and it didn't happen. But there's nothing to stop it from happening. And it's one of those things that
it's the scariest thing.
It's just right there.
Now listen,
it's right there waiting to happen anytime.
Listen, you've been in war. You've been in war scenarios.
I've been shot at. Yeah.
Right. So the thing about this is that you never know who it is until they find out who it is. In other words, until they found these guys, and I mean, you remember what happened? It was like a dragnet and all this. But the thing until they found them, no one knew who they were or where they were or when they were going to strike. You know what I mean? And they're just up in some window or they're behind in some van or whatever.
Yeah, a little slot turned out in the car. And what was trippy about that was like, if you've ever seen the movie with Christopher Reeves and what's his name? Dead something. There's a plot twist. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the movie right now. But where it turns out they're gay, right? And like the whole thing is they murdered their wives and all this stuff because they were gay lovers. And that's actually like what's going on with this. And it was like the most unexpected plot twist of all time. You got this gay black couple, right, traveling around, assassinating people as snipers by carving out a little hole in the side of it was an old like 70s car, wasn't it? I forget what kind of model car it was. But yeah, nothing. The whole thing is so out of nobody would have expected that at all, right? So isn't that strange? Like of all the things you try to stereotype what it would be, like it would be terrorists, would it be, this or that? No, nobody had that on the radar.
The thing this could be just one man. Anywhere.
It could have just been one guy. It could have been
exactly one man anywhere in any city at any time. I mean, that's what terrorism is. Terrorism is walking down the street and not knowing if one of the cars that's parked there is going to blow up. I mean, that's what a civil war is. I don't think people, for the most part, even think about it, what it's like. But you know what it's like over there, right? Being over 2002. Were you over there? 2003.
I went there right when the war started. I was there. I was one of the first people there.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was getting shot at all the time. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, it's not a thing. It's not. When I say it's not a thing, it's a thing. I mean, when I talk about it, I'm talking about it from a context of being there. Like it's not what people expect it to be. Back then, it was really trippy initially. There's a lot of mortars and a lot of just rocket fire and stuff like that. And then it got to be where you just went on convoys. That was like the most dangerous thing to do. They just get you on the convoy.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and the other thing is IEDs and cell phones. So you hear about this thing happening in New York where the Secret Service found telecommunications equipment to, I guess jam or take down telecommunications services. But I mean, on some level, that's there for a reason, because IEDs, you call the cell phone number, and then when the cell phone rings, that's when the thing goes off. Hey, it's into the microcosm. It's top of the hour. We're gonna be right back. Rocket Rio's coming up. We're gonna go in reverse.
We're a ship without a storm, a cold without a warm, light inside the darkness that it needs. Yeah.
It's Ground Zero Plus. It's into the microcosm.
We're a laugh without a tear, the hope without the fear. We are coming.
They destroyed the world. They destroyed the world. They destroyed the world.
Yeah. We're the last in line. Mine's Jimmy. It's Rocket Rio over there. Epic Journeyman. Back from the journey. There goes Ronnie James Dio. He's dead, Jim.
We search for the truth. We could die.
Hey, the Osbournes started in 2002 on MTV. Does that daughter even look like the same person? Compared
No, I saw her last time I saw her. She gained it back. I don't know. I only saw her like when she was in the show, like a couple episodes. The movie I was thinking of actually was Death Trap, by the way. Not that was the movie I was thinking of with Michael Caine, and that plot twist. Nothing like this actual DC Sniper thing, but it was just like nobody would have expected that. If you were trying to peg the villains, right, of who was responsible, the last thing in the world you'd expect.
Right
is,
on. We just made it.
We have to reconnect. Hang on.
All right, listen. We just reconnected with TalkStream Live. We were number 10. Now we just bounced to number 5, man. John B. Wells, number 1, Coast to Coast, then Red Eye Radio, then Clyde Lewis, then Ground Zero Plus, then the Vara Radio Network on the first page over at TalkStream Live. Go over there and click on the Ground Zero Plus icon. This is the technology that we don't like. Teams. We don't advertise. We don't subscribe to teams, but we must. Isn't that right, Rio?
Yeah, I got to take care of that.
All right, well, make sure are you going to call back the journeyman?
Yeah.
All right. Get him back on the horn. Here we are. It's Ground Zero Plus, the middle of the night. It's, what time is it on the West Coast? So it's like 11. This dude just snuck in here. I got to stifle that music. Anyways, hold on a second here. So yeah, we're getting ready to get into the reverse perverse circus now. There's been a lot of talk about Charlie Kirk, and we're not going to get into it. But there was a service for him, and Rock and Rio took a look at some of the goings on, and we're going to take a look at that tonight while he connects the Epic Journeyman somewhere in the mist, flying his drone. We were talking about drones in the first hour, if you missed it. And it kind of goes with the sniper thing, because It's the same kind of thing. The drone and the sniper. And these drones have the ability to strike. And strike they will. And very soon, I'm telling you, they're going to launch these drones. There's drone salesmen out there right now passing out business cards and handing out Rolexes. There's going to be drones. They're coming, and that's the bottom line. I mean, Epic Journeyman has got himself a fucking drone. You know what I mean?
It's really good. It's really good. Yeah. I mean, incredibly good. Unbelievably good. I mean, if people could just see it, that haven't seen it before. I mean, everybody's blown away when they see the footage from it, how stable it is, how perfect it is. It's dude, there's no getting away from it.
Listen,
there's no getting away.
I was infatuated with the first-person view of the flying because, and back then, the thing is that the drones didn't really have the battery, you couldn't fly as long with the batteries. And so, you had to have all these different batteries and all this shit. You had to reload the batteries and all this. But you know how when people say they have flying dreams? Well, with these drones in the first-person view, you can be flying all day long. Like there's a guy, we played video of him before on here. There's a dude called Mr. Mustache. And he's like a I don't know what you'd even call it. He's like a ninja drone pilot where
he's an FPV drone guy, flies through buildings and stuff, and does all kinds of acrobatic stuff. Yeah,
he flies. He just comes up all of a sudden to your building and just starts flying up the side of it and shit.
He'll fly through like the slides, the covered slides on the playground, all that kind of stuff, through the windows, into the hallways, all that kind of stuff.
Mr. Mustache, look him up. As a matter of fact, Spooky Dog knows Mr. Mustache because Spooky Dog was working with some drone technology up in Denver, I think, somewhere up in there. I don't remember. Rock Rio, are you ready for the reverse perverse circus?
Oh, yeah, we can go into that.
Come on, to the circus bazaar. If you're into paranormal stunts and supernatural sideshow freaks, then step this way and witness into the world's circus.
The time has come. For Rockin' Rio's reverse perverse circus. Rockin' Rio, are you there?
I am here.
Excellent. All right, there they go. Motley Crue. The old gray mare ain't what he used to be, is he?
No.
What is that? Have you seen the Motley Crue that goes out to the state fair? It's like Vince.
No.
It's like Vince Neil and some other dudes. I mean, and Vince Neil's all torn up. I don't know.
Well, yeah, Vince Neil is not what he used to be.
That's what I mean. Man, what I don't understand, Rock and Rio and Epic Journeyman and everybody else, what I don't understand is like once you've reached a level of stardom and you've attained this level, and you've got this money sitting there, why can't you just, chill? It's like Joe Montana should have retired after he got the third Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Why are you going to go play at the Arizona Cardinals or whatever the fuck it was? I mean, I'm not into football. I'm just saying, Joe Montana, I'm just saying 3 Super Bowls. You got the rings, dude. You know what I mean? Why do you keep coming? Why is Vince Neil doing county fairs with his old gut hanging out under like a vest that's too small or whatever?
I don't know. A lot of them, I guess they live such unhealthy lives for so long that by the time they get to their 40s or 50s, they just fall apart. Like,
do you think do you think they do quit and then they sit there and stare at the wall for like a couple years? And they're just like, you know what, man, fuck it, I'm gonna call Tommy right now.
Probably, but you know what I think it's more like. Like you look at Alice Cooper and Greg Kihn, right? They became radio DJs. They wanted to get their story out, but then they, instead of getting the story out, they ended up being radio DJs. It's like reverse evolution. It's like you were at the pinnacle, and maybe just stay there, just retire there, and buy your house and go do something else.
Well, then you look at someone like John Bon Jovi, who really cannot sing anymore and sounds awful. Like,
don't make
he could have given it up like a few years back when he still had like solid reputation, but like nobody wants to see him anymore because he can't do it. I mean, he did fine for many years, but when you get into your 60s and 70s, though, for a lot of these guys, it's just really hard to maintain what got them there. And there's no shame in retiring at the top, but when you push on for years past your prime, it starts looking sad.
The Who is getting ready to play their last show here in the Bay Area, the Shoreline Amphitheater. The Who, man, my generation, or whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, imagine being Roger Daltrey. Sitting there, you're just like you're sitting there in some chair and you're just thinking to myself, fuck, I've been playing Don't Get Fooled Again for like 50 years.
Yeah, but now he grabs his back with his
Dude, that's fucked up.
I just think like, remember Elvis when he just breaks down in concert? There's a famous one where he's in the Vegas version of himself with his white jumpsuit and everything is going, and there I am without no hair or whatever, right? He improvises the lyrics because he's realizing he's getting old on the stage, and it's like, well, why do that, man? Why put yourself through that? He didn't need the money, did he? At that point, I don't think he did. Is it just because you missed the lights and the fame? Is that what it is? I mean, I've never had the lights and the fame, so I wouldn't know what the addiction is. But I suspect that that's probably what it is, But I just see Roger Daltrey going into, no one knows what it's like to be the old man.
Oh, dude,
just like Elvis did with his
You're
thing.
Killing me.
I mean,
he's killing me, Rio. All right, listen.
I'm telling you.
All right.
I mean, this is a whole another discussion we could completely have for an hour or two.
It is, but we can't, and we absolutely.
Fat aging rock stars.
We must
right, moving on.
We must move on to the reverse perverse. Now, you're saying that this may be one of the ones. Okay. Now we talked about the My Pillow guy earlier. Tears on My Pillow, little Anthony. He was one of the people. He was congruent. He wasn't a shill, and it was refreshing. It gave me hope and made me listen to another 1,000,000 hours of reverse satanic speech, searching again for such a moment. But it's just like the addict chasing that first high. You can never have it again, ladies and gentlemen, like it was the first time. That first high. You can chase it real, but you never find it, do you? It's like chasing, what do they call it? Chasing the dragon's tail? Is that what they call it?
Yeah. Chasing the dragon's tail. Well,
All
that's usually heroin addicts, but...
yeah, that's what I mean.
Something like fantastic.
Yeah, they're trying to get to that point, Anyways, back to Rock and Rio. Now, you chased the devil's tail. You chased him right out. And what Go ahead.
Last Friday when we were on, I forget who it was that actually a couple people I think asked for me to look at Erica Kirk, and I was gonna do some of it on Saturday, but I ended up having to work, so I couldn't do it then, which actually turns out to be okay because it gave me a little more time to dig a little deeper. And now I don't have everything out of this whole speech because it's a 16-minute speech, 17-minute speech. But I did go through it. I picked out some highlight spots, and I did pick out, and then I started working from the back to the front. So most of what you'll hear will be, like from, well, I'm looking at it, like minute 13 to minute 16 of what I've got. But there are a few things that I came across in other spots that were very clear and on my first listen and came out. And there is some interesting information in here. But I'll save the newsworthy information, as it were, for the back, for the end. But I guess a lot of people are questioning her and her motives and her beliefs, obviously, right? Because she came out and talked about being a Christian, and she believes Charlie's in heaven, and they have their foundation, the Turning Point thing, which is a missionary outreach kind of thing. So a lot of people are questioning that. Is she fake? Did she have him knocked off? Did there's all sorts of theories around it. And I have quite a large amount of reverse here. And it goes in a few different places. But pretty much everything she says forward, she really means it. And it's kind of good,
Right on. It's about time.
It's about time we found some positive about some people.
Yeah. All right. Well, let us have it, man.
All right. So some of them are actually typical of other things we've heard in reverse. And
anything about the law?
There was one thing about the law. I don't know if I have that one marked specifically. I might. But the one place she did mention the law was she was talking about there will be hellfire for the people who follow the law.
Huh.
And I don't know if I got to that because there's a bunch of clips that I don't actually have labeled, so I'll have to actually listen to them.
That's all right, man. You go.
There
organic.
was a mention of the law in there, but it was from the other side of it.
Excellent.
As it were.
Excellent. That sounds great, man.
So let's see. Well, let's start with. I'll start at the back, kind of at the back. Let me get in position here.
All right, there he goes. Rock and Rio's putting the gloves on. He's putting the gloves on. He's got his white jacket on. He's got the Ray-Ban Wayfarers. His hair pulled back. He's ready to come out of the back room like a Goomba with a pool cue. All right.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so here's the forward. This is toward the end.
Thank you all again who love my husband.
All right, so she says, thank you all again who love my husband, right? She's talking, about
who supported him, who wrote him an email every single day during his radio show. He read all of them.
All right, so the reverses here are, of the Lord are we. Let me slow this down.
Of the Lord are we.
Of the Lord are we. And then it says, worshiping your Savior again will miss you.
Worshiping your Savior again will miss you.
All right, so that's, consistent with her belief in God and he went to heaven.
Worshiping your Savior again will miss you.
Right? Worshiping your Savior again will miss you. The next one here is a little bit more toward the end, where she says, God bless you and God bless America. This is a pretty typical one. We've heard this from other people.
And may God bless America.
So here in reverse, she says, the crime is so dark in it.
It's not about him.
And then here she says, and there's a handful who will do something. And I'm not sure what that something is, but. Oh, not at that high speed, though. Hang on.
That's a handful.
Okay, there was a law thing there, and there's a handful with the law in it. So the next part of this is she says they're dark in the Vatican, and I don't know if they turned the Vatican dark for memorial purposes or not, but it says they're dark in the Vatican. I lost the most. Yep, they're dark in the Vatican. And so let me play that.
Dark in the Vatican.
Right, they're dark in the Vatican. And then it says, maybe they did not see all your moves. While the Earth's disease hits, now are we healers? So maybe they did not see all your moves.
We did not see all your moves.
Right? They did not see all your moves.
On Earth's disease, yes, all are we healers.
While the Earth disease hits, now are we healers? It says, sent their worst, and then I think it says, load my horse. They are the sin they commit. And I'm not sure if the load my horse is right, but that sounds like that to me. So if you guys hear something different, let me know.
And it was load my horse, yeah, I'm
Right, load my horse. They are the sin that they commit. So, that one kind of, she said she's talking about being the Earth healers because in the forward there she's talking about her Turning Point the Turning Point organization and their outreach and their ministry and that kind of thing. So the next part here, I'll play the forward.
I said, baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget.
All right. So she's talking about telling the child that her father's dead, and she says he's the first, the one I seek. Wait a minute. There's actually something here before that. Let me slow this down. Okay. Looking, a little orphan she was. So he's talking about her daughter. Here's the, says he's the first, the one I seek. Cannot seek, here we watch, now I must seize to lead it.
And as here we watch now,
and it says, then she says, baby, miss him.
Baby, miss him.
Right, so the baby misses him. And then a little farther up here, she says the baby misses him again. This is also where she's talking about how do you tell a 3-year-old. It says baby misses him, and I slowly simmer. And then the next line is, hey, Mom. And she says, yes, he's nearer the cross. So let's play that.
Hey, Mom. Mommy.
Right, so hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
And then, yes, he's nearer the cross, honey.
That's nearer the cross, man.
And then she says, it's really hard when I see her like that. She's referring to her daughter. Right. So, obviously she's sad about having to tell her child that the event happened. So completely consistent with what she proclaims as her beliefs. It's a pretty solid case for her. And then this part, she's talking about the organization again. This is the forward. Let me slow it down or put it normal here.
I promise I'll make Turning Point USA the biggest thing that this nation has ever seen.
All right. So she says, in the reverse here, she says, and these servants, unashamed, said they're missing him. We know we must do more, set a mark, and get their long wind. So she's talking about, now that she was already told she was going to take over as CEO of the organization, that, she's going to double down. They're going to work harder at what their outreach is. That's, again, very consistent. So here it is. And these servants, unashamed, said they're missing him. Hang on a second here.
The servants of the Lord.
Well, the servants are I would assume the servants of the Lord are the people that are working with her at the Turning Point organization. Here we go. Right, and these servants, unashamed, said they're missing him. For this, we know we must do more. Right, and then it says, set the mark, get their long wind. So, that's consistent with, they know they have to work harder now.
Now, why wasn't his parents at this thing?
I don't know, actually.
Like specifically, like his mom wasn't there.
I don't know. I don't know if there's a specific reason for it or.
Now, he was a tall guy, wasn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he had giant hands, didn't he?
Yeah, I guess.
I know there's a bunch of people talking about his hands. I don't know. Did she say anything about his hands in here?
Not that I caught.
All right, I was just curious because I hear rumors everywhere. There's
about
this whole thing. There's like a whole thing. There's like an ecosystem that's already developed over it.
About the Masonic
camps.
symbols, the Masonic handshake with Trump.
Yeah, there's camps of ideologues, and there's different camps now. Some people think this, some people think that. People are saying, why did they destroy the crime scene? I mean, this is it happens.
Well,
with this shit.
There's actually some of that. We'll get to that in a minute here.
All right,
like I said, there's an actually have a whole lot of this.
Huh.
But as far as the actual thing with the FBI and stuff, we'll get to that because there is some of that in here too.
Huh. Interesting.
All right, so here's the next forward line.
I don't remember the last time I slept.
And she doesn't remember the last time she slept. And then in reverse says, blessed God saved my soul, remember.
It broke up, kind of. I didn't really hear it.
Okay, I'll do it again.
Play it again, Sam. They never said that in that movie, right?
I'll slow it down one more.
All right, go ahead.
Blessed God save my soul, remember.
It broke up. I didn't really hear it.
You didn't really hear it?
No.
Well, she's like silent and sobbing here too, so.
Oh, that's probably why.
I can make it louder.
Make it louder and faster.
Remember the last time I slept?
Did you hear that clearly?
Yeah.
Last time I slept?
Yeah, I heard the whole thing.
Okay.
Well, Sam, I remember.
So, that bless God save my soul, remember.
Is Epic Journeyman still here?
I think so.
Huh.
He's on mute.
Oh, I see.
I am still here. Yeah, no, I'm listening and I'm talking in chat.
Are you hearing about it? You hearing any of this?
Yes, I am. So, yeah, I'm just listening to see how congruent it is.
He hasn't been listening. He wasn't listening. He was too busy in the chat.
I was busy in the chat too. Yeah, so
I know.
Yeah, so it's split attention certainly.
I know. All right, listen. What did Carl Street say?
Don't know.
There's no such
So
thing.
there you go.
There's no such thing as multitasking.
That's right.
No such thing as you can't multitask because you can't do everything your best. Everything suffers if you multitask. All right, go ahead. That's what Go talk to the lion tamer. They don't call him the lion tamer for nothing. He used to charge $1,500.
Talk to Roy. Yeah.
No, seriously, he used to charge $1,500 an hour to talk to him about business. He managed the newsletter at Stanford, The Fourth Dimension. He was one of the original dudes on the Google search engine, Carl Street. Yep.
No, I recall the octopus or spider thing.
Yeah. You know, a spider only has, or did you know an octopus only has 2 legs and 6 arms? Let's check it out. All right, rock and reel.
Squid.
Go ahead.
Okay, so here's another interesting one.
Those from the dead, then they will be saved.
Right, she's talking about Charlie preaching the gospel here, and those who believe in Jesus, he rose from the dead, they shall be saved, right? So the reverse here says, "For yes, evil wins them that denies him." So that's very congruent.
Yes, evil win the dead, then they will be saved. Yes, evil win the dead.
For evil wins them that deny him. So, that's very consistent with her message there. So the next one here, this forward clip, let me get to it. This is,
Our battle is not simply a political one. Above all, it is spiritual.
all right. So in reverse here, she says, "Send it all above, and I walk with a love. The real Messiah is the Lord our rock."
Send it all up, and I walk with the
That's pretty fascinating that she says that, right? It's not a spiritual war. And then she declares that the real Messiah is the Lord their rock. Send it all above.
Mm-hmm.
So there again, consistent with her faith. Sorry.
It's Ground Zero Plus Revolution Radio. It's the Independent Broadcast Network. My name's Jimmy. It's into the Microcosm. We got about, I don't know, 30 minutes left here before we're going to exit stage left. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Pacific, we'll be back for the Chilluminati. I think we're going to be talking about Atlas, 3-Eye. The 3-eyed Atlas. Rawr. I don't know, there's a whole ecosystem. Yeah, there's a whole ecosystem that's developed around that. Hey, if you're getting to the next one, I'll do this.
Brother, help me, please. I'm as lonely as I can be. All my friends are scaring me. But if you forget me, then I will be. Yeah.
It's Tommy Bolin off the Teaser LP.
Sister, what can I do? I'm in love with Tootsie too. Please excuse me if I am low, but my feelings have to show.
All right, rock and reel. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay.
So here's the forward of the next one.
I watched his show every day, and he would always say, if you want to get involved, go to tpusa.com.
Right, so she's talking about the show as she's standing in the room at his studio there. And then the reverse here says, to mock God is the weakest look, so I'm letting it out. We faced the war to win it, and everyone was to show up. So there again, very consistent with the mission of their organization, and and her faith.
Mm-hmm.
So the next two clips I got here are the two interesting ones. Actually, there's a third one that's near the top. Yeah. But we'll get. Oh yeah. Okay. So, she says the fellow officer marks a dark minute, and the trained assassin who saw the hammer fall was an officer.
Whoa.
So let me.
That's pretty intense, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, and I actually want to go into this a little more, study it a little more, because I didn't get a whole lot around it, but I'm sure that there's more around it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But here's the, let's see.
Faith, and of God's merciful love.
Right, so she says, the faith in God's merciful love in the forward. And here's the fellow officer marks a dark minute. And then this one is, and the trained assassin who saw the hammer fall was an officer. I'll slow this one down a little more. So that one's pretty clear. Right? And then the next one I have, which is the last one, says the assassin lives in a handler's pocket. Let me get to that here.
Yeah.
So I think they know who the assassin is, and I don't think it's the person that's purported to be the FBI. The ones that the FBI are saying it is.
Uh-huh.
And an interesting side note on that, I actually saw something today where someone questioned ChatGPT about the released text from what his name, Taylor, and his lover. And even ChatGPT said, no, that's completely fake and made up. There's no way that, and ChatGPT gave like 5 reasons that could not be real, which I thought was,
interesting at least, right?
Interesting at the least, right? Everybody's been suspecting the FBI has been lying about the story, and even
so
ChatGPT says, "Yeah, the FBI is lying about the story." There's no way that's a real set of texts.
Well, it turns out Palantir has their fingerprints all over this too, and that's what's blown me away. Like they own the camera surveillance system, they own the house that the translator lived in. I mean, at some point you have to ask yourself just how much does Palantir own. That's a question.
What's
a
your
legitimate
name?
Question.
What's your name, buddy? What's your name?
Epic Journey.
There he goes. If you want to talk Palantir, if you want to talk to somebody, that's the guy you want to talk to. Over there.
Well played. Well played.
All right, listen. Rock and Rio. How much more of this you got?
No, that was it. At least for tonight.
Say to the microcosm. That was Rock and Rio's reverse circus. All right, there he goes, Robin Trower. He's coming to the Golden State Theater in Monterey.
I'm not alone, and I am. These people seem to think I'm Superman, but I want for the love. I'm living in the day of the eagle
I don't know if he's going to be playing Day of the Eagle. But there he goes. Off the bridge of size. Long player. All right, we got about, I don't know, 30 minutes left. And typically this is where we take calls, but we can't take calls because we don't have a phone number. Zoom.
Well, I mean, if anybody has Teams that has our contacts and wants to join in,
there you go.
You know, so you can send me a message.
Send Rio a message.
We can do it that way.
Sergeant Miller, you're welcome to join us if you're there. I don't know. He might be out on the road. You never know with Sergeant Miller. He drives. He must keep moving. Like Epic was saying, to coast AM. Coming on the 50,000 watt blowtorch. San Francisco, California. Nah. Nobody fucks with the frog, Rio. You know what I mean? Nah. See?
Hey, don't mess with the frog, see?
Nah, see? All right. We're being beat by Alex Jones as number 9, and we're number 10 over there. On TalkStream Live. So mosey on over. Give it a click. See if you can burst us back on the first page. Anyhow, tomorrow night, Atlas 3AI. 3i.
Yeah.
The AI, man. Did you hear about Google integrating AI into Chrome?
Yeah, they're actually they're looking to make a desktop operating system that is part Android, part Chrome, and part AI. They're going to put a third into each, they said. And they're going to take over from Windows. That's what their mission is. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, they're well
Could
on
be
their
the
Go
way.
full Amish, man. Go
Yeah.
full Amish.
Yeah, at this point, that's all you
Trust
got.
the English.
That's all you got left. Become Amish. Can you just become Amish? Can you just show up at an Amish community and go, you know what? I want to be Amish.
Get this manual drill. Yeah, I got that. This is axe over here.
What do you know? Seriously, can you just join up? I mean, how do you do it? Was it like Mormons? What do you do? You go over
No,
there?
I think you just show up at the church one day and ask. I mean, people do. They did do it. Without growing a beard. You grow the beard later, but probably better if you have the beard to start. I don't know. I've heard a lot of stories. I don't know how many are true because they document the people who leave. So when they let you leave, like if you grew up Amish, you're given like $20,000 in cell phone or just different, depending what community you're in, and you just go off on your own. And almost all those people come back. They document it, and so you can watch those videos. They're available. You can watch on YouTube. It's pretty interesting. And HBO has some special on it as well. Almost all those people come back, and I can see why. Especially if you grew up that way. But yeah, it does seem like it's harder to get in than they make it sound like. I don't know if you're just walking off the street. Yeah, bro, I brought this. Let's raise a barn. I'm good to go.
Yeah. No, that's what I was just wondering. I mean, you got to go through a bunch of lessons and stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of these places. You got to learn
it's harder to be in it and get out and come back than it is to be out of it and come in, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know. There was some whole thing. Used to be a show about the mafia. The Amish mafia.
The Amish mafia.
No, I swear. There was a show called the Amish Mafia.
So they're like, take their beard, twizzle their beard, and like, you can do it the hard way, English.
Young kids.
But we can do it.
Young kids having parties, with alcohol and stuff, and racing those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do.
Racing the buggies. Getting in deadly accidents. There's all kinds of stuff going on over there.
Well, there's the whole thing with depending what version you're in, they give them like a lot of freedom to do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
To live the outsider life. So, I mean, I think for us that are not in it or never have been, probably it just looks like the movie Witness, right? Where Harrison Ford trying to hide from the mob, or something. I don't even recall if it's a mob, right? But he was hiding from somebody. Yeah, that's kind of what it would be like for us trying to get out of it at this point. I think there might be a lot of trouble though overall in the future because these real estate moguls that control everything are after their land, and they're using all kinds of crafty ways to go after that land. So if you're in Pennsylvania, rural Pennsylvania, I wouldn't be, so confident that they're not coming for you.
Yeah.
I hope
Well,
they don't.
The thing is, it makes you, makes you wonder why the government would allow that to go on all this time, and because obviously, the way you're living in those communities is something that you could utilize at a time where there is nothing.
Well, it's imminent domain.
Starting
It's
over.
like the best imminent domain. So imminent domain is going to be used against them.
When I'm just
Obviously.
I'm saying from a starting over perspective, like having Amish communities that know how to do stuff without technology, that would be something you'd want to keep alive.
Well, no, I agree 100%. I think you want to keep it alive. But I'm saying for the greedy, real estate tycoons out there in the world, and other people have not the best intentions in mind. It's just a bunch of real estate they want to get, and imminent domain is an absolutely, viable tool in their mind anyway that they're going to use. I don't think it's viable, but they're going to use that to go after it because, even though they pay their taxes and try to stay away from being inside our world, otherwise, the fact they own all this property, they're not a reservation. They're guaranteed by treaty. They're just there because they're allowed to be there. Someday Walmart or Pfizer is going to want their land and go after it.
Why don't Native Americans sell citizenships to reservations?
They should. They absolutely should.
So people don't have to pay taxes.
They absolutely should. I think it's a great idea.
I know.
I think they should. Yeah. I mean,
It's way better than gambling. Way better than gambling. I mean, we did.
Well, like half of Arizona, literally half the state, I think, is a reservation.
Well, we
And
did.
it's one of the best parts of the state, actually.
We did the report about the declaration of returning all lands to the native peoples. I forget what there was like 20-something different countries that signed on to it, including some of the biggest countries in the world. I can't remember the name of the thing. It's something where and we were talking about it because it was going on during the Michelle Pfeiffer incident. We were saying that people are going to need passports all of a sudden because the countries they were living in weren't going to be the countries they were living in anymore.
Well, Canada's, certain territories in Canada are actually really thinking about leaving. Like they're getting ready to vote on it.
Wow.
So that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I think the native lands thing is a good angle. It really is. I mean, I don't mean to get away with something. I mean an angle like that. I mean, it's a good angle that them selling citizenships or whatever, or them having like a land lease thing like Dubai or something does.
Yeah. Well,
UAE does.
My concept is that they take this horrible thing that was done to them and just turn it around and shove it right in the man's face. Just like the gambling, just like the gambling thing. I mean, I think eventually, I don't know what happened with that. How many actual natives are still involved in it, or it was taken over by corporations. I don't know how that works. But
no, because over here, if you go upstate near Rochester, there's an Indian reservation, and the casinos are a big thing up there. Like it's huge. So, that's still working for them, at least over in this end of the world.
All right then. Listen, what else is going on, Rock and Rio now? I mean, you got a burning desire because listen, it's getting late. It's almost time for us to leave, and we're going to be back tomorrow at 8 to talk about Atlas 3i. Now, I was telling you earlier, it's almost like an ecosystem has developed over this thing now. The only thing I'm waiting on now is Michio Kaku and Avi Loeb and what's that other dude? I'm waiting for them to come out and start saying something.
What's his name? Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What are they saying about it? Anything? Yeah. No, they ain't cashing in yet.
I haven't seen anything from those three yet. No. I'm actually surprised they haven't been, but I mean, maybe they haven't. I just haven't caught it.
I think there's camps developing around this item too. There's like everything that comes up. There's these camps. Everybody's got their own supposition.
Oh yeah, is it a comet or is it an alien spaceship, Jimmy?
Well, I lived through.
Are the Pleiadians coming back?
Dude, I lived
save
through
the
Ellen.
Earth?
I'm still here after Ellen. Even we talked about it last week. Richard C. Hoagland was out there saying Ellen was a spaceship.
Yeah.
Look at it.
So he's out there. I hadn't heard from him in a long time, man.
Looks like a pyramid.
Long time.
It's a pyramid. Look at it. Flying like a pyramid.
Well, never mind the reflection in the lens and all that kind of stuff that makes it all stars look like they have points on them and like a 4-pointed pyramid coming head on. But never mind, it's all good.
Well, Atlas, 3-eye Atlas is not reacting to gravity, and there's an anomaly. They're talking about it. What is it? People, do you know? Anybody got a speculation what they think that thing is?
I think most people think it's an extra solar system body going at a high speed, higher than most things inside the solar system go. And just like the last one that came in, it'll just exit the same way.
Well, some people say there's no gravity, but I don't know.
Oh, that's a whole show right there.
One thing I did hear about it is that it's supposed to miss us this time around, but in a few years, I think another 5 years, it comes back around, or we come back around to it, or something. And it's supposed to be like a direct hit on the Earth.
Really?
So,
Well, there's this other thing called something 24. It's about to hit the moon, and they're talking about nuking it before it hits the moon. Believe that or not? Check it out.
so there's another one that's going to hit the moon, huh?
Yeah, but this is soon, the moon. What movie was that where the moon breaks in half and it's falling out of the sky and people are running around screaming? Ah! The moon just like cracks in half.
I don't remember. There was one of those disaster, 2012, or I don't think it was that one. One of those movies. The day after. Well,
I just remember Woody Harrelson in that 2012 movie where he's up on the side of the mountain in his RV. He's like, "I'm here. I'm broadcasting. It's beautiful."
Was 2012 the one with the supercell storms that froze everything?
No, that was the day after tomorrow.
That was the day after
tomorrow.
There were a bunch of them around that time, right? There were like a whole series of those like cataclysm movies that came out in kind of quick succession for a little bit there.
Yeah, and here we are. We're still here.
Yeah, the Earth did not end yesterday.
September 23rd, the other day.
Every year, man. Every year. What is it about this? It's either 9/17 or 20 or 9/23. Like every year,
It's because it's the Feast of Trumpets, and everybody's expecting, that's going. Certain people are out there promoting that's going to be the rapture and the beginning of the end. But it's
Bible says no man knows the day or the hour.
Yeah,
that's what it says.
And every one of them who's predicted, every year for the last 10 years has been wrong about it. So.
Yeah, well, the movie Knowing predicted the 23rd. There's a lot of movies that predicted it, just like Snake Eyes. Now they're on Snake Eyes.
Drinking.
The movie Snake Eyes.
Well, I think Albert
thing.
Pike, if I remember right, there's something about Albert Pike saying in the end, near the end of October, there should be something that's going on.
I know.
That's on the Masonic schedule. But
I missed that memo. Yeah. Well, I'll save my my Ouija board story for another day. It's not a long story.
Well, we got 10 minutes left, man.
Oh, okay. I'll tell the story. So, when I was a teenager, not even a teenager, I was like 10 years old, living in San Diego. My cousins and their family, my aunt and uncle, were like diehard Jehovah's Witnesses. Not just diehard; they're like heavy up in the church, like positions of leadership in the church. And during the 70s, when this was, Parker Brothers was advertising it like it was a game. The Ouija board, it's like a game. Hey, they had that, and they had like the boil, toilet in trouble witchcraft thing where you roll the thing down the little like roller coaster thing with the marble and it lands in different places and all that stuff. So there's all these like witchcrafting games as well.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that was
big
called
back then.
Yeah. So the Magic 8 Ball, all these things, right? All the things you're not supposed to do according to the Bible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually. And so they bought that and they were doing it one day, and my cousins were doing it, and it freaked them out because it was telling them things like those answer questions they weren't supposed to answer, and they got freaked out by it. And so they threw it away. And I went to go visit them like shortly thereafter. My family did, like 2 days later. And they were kind of freaked out. So they said, hey, we threw this away. It was in the garbage can. And we went to go check the trash and it wasn't there. And then we found it on the shelf. That's pretty strange, right? So we went back next weekend after that because we were having like family barbecues and stuff, and was visiting my cousins, and they're it's family get together, and then they were really freaked out. They told the story about how when they found it afterwards and they found it on the shelf, right? They decided, well, it's not going to be good enough to throw it in the fire anymore. So what they did was they got together, had a fireplace, and they threw the whole game inside the the box into the fireplace. It had flames all stoked up and stuff. And they threw it in there. And when they threw it in there, they heard a scream. It screamed, and it popped out of the fireplace. Now, onto the carpet, like it popped out 4 feet out of the fireplace, not into the carpet. They had to worry about burning the house down because it's like shake carpet days back then. So they and like mutilated it and stuff and taking pieces and getting rid of it. And so told the story, and we're trying to think like the logical explanation. Well, obviously, maybe just because the vapors, maybe it was moist from being outside, and when it popped in the fireplace, and all that water vapor expanded. Because my dad was a physicist kind of guy, and
fresh wet wood does
yeah exactly. So they're making the story, but so in the scream was just the expanding water vapors blowing off inside the closed box, right, and all that stuff. But I was put it, to quote the Twilight Zone, for your consideration. Right? Yeah, for your consideration. Think that one through. I don't know what it is, but that was a hell of a story, and it's something I can vouch for that actually happened according to the whole family. People saw it. So I've had experiences with Ouija boards when I was in high school as well, out in the schoolyard, ironically.
The main thing you got to remember about the Ouija board is when you're done, always say bye. If you don't say bye,
you always got to close it. Yeah,
you're in trouble.
Oh, you'd be better off not opening the door in the first place.
That's probably the best bet. So I just thought I'd throw that out there because we talked about it before the break, and let you know there's my family story about a Ouija board, and that by the testimony of the state people that actually happened.
It's time for us to get on out, man. We're gonna be back tomorrow night though, 8:00 Pacific for the Chilluminati. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you then. You guys ready to head on out?
Let's head on out.
It's about that out time.
All right, then. We'll check you out tomorrow. Take care.
Should I fall out of love, my far in the night, to chase a feather in the wind, within the glow that weaves a cloak of delight, that moves a thread that has no end, for many hours and days that pass ever soon, the tides of cause the flame to dim. At last the arm is straight, the hand to the loom. Is this to end or just begin? All of my love, all of my love, oh, all of my love to you. All of my love, all of my love, oh, all of my love to you. The cup is raised, the toast is made yet again. One voice is clear above